You know, those same friends who shut down the government 3 times in 12 months. Those same friends who are currently running a psychopath with a Nazi tattoo against the most centrist member of the Senate. That's how friendly those friends are over on that side. But the Republicans, they refuse to show any emotion or any leadership because they don't want to upset the likes of Chuck Schumer. Thank you, Congressman Donalds. Thank you. You know, Relief Factor has been such a godsend for me. I really can't speak enough about what it's done for me over the course of the last 6 weeks of my life. I woke up with excruciating sciatica. It was hard to walk. It was hard to sit. It was even hard to lay down. I had shooting pains going from the small of my back all the way down to the bottom of my foot, to my toes. Numbness as well. It was impossible to get around. So I started taking Relief Factor in major doses. I really wanted to jumpstart the process. And now, well, I'm pain-free. I still take it. And the reason why I'm pain-free is because Relief Factor goes to the root of the problem. It addresses your inflammation, just like one of the things that causes sciatica. And right now, I want you to try it, too. Free yourself from pain like I did. Get a $17.76 3-week quick start. Go to ReliefFactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF.
It's time for Talktivities on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Do you have an item for Talktivities? Email it to calendar@pvbcradio.
A redesign of several main NM.gov. It serves as an online hub where information from and contact with all city departments can be obtained. The website offers options that allow residents to pay a water bill online or print an application for things such as building permits and business licenses. There are hundreds of miles of trail on the Lincoln National Forest in New Mexico. Individuals and groups can help maintain these trails and restore or protect resources in our area by adopting a trail. You or your group return on a continuing basis to ensure the trail you adopt remains in good condition. Contact Jeremy.Pritchett at USDA.gov.
If you have an item for Talktivities, email it to calendar@pvbcradio.com. That's calendar@pvbcradio.com.
Your home for Armed American Radio in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. They are shell-shocked. Many survivors of the devastating earthquakes in Venezuela have no place to go. Their homes either reduced to rubble or heavily damaged by the powerful quakes, one coming right on top of the other. First responders continue the desperate search for survivors amid the debris. They are finding some, along with the bodies of victims. Amid the death and destruction, President Trump is touting much improved relations with Venezuela, making it easier for the U.S. to help.
We have the strongest military. We took over Venezuela in less than 1 day, and the oil is flowing, and we're getting along with them great. We're going to, by the way, help them with their they had a tremendous earthquake last night that you read about, massive in Caracas. But we're going to help them out.
The death toll has risen to 589, several thousand people injured, thousands still unaccounted for. Wave the white flag of surrender. Ukraine having none of it.
The Russian Defense Ministry says it's intercepted 660 Ukrainian drones overnight over 12 Russian regions, as well as the illegally annexed Crimea, the Azov and the Black Sea. It appears to be one of the biggest drone attacks on Russian regions and the annexed Crimea since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in recent months. Ukraine stepped up its aerial campaign against Russian military installations and energy facilities. Its success has caused fuel shortages and disrupted army supply lines, stalling Moscow's war efforts after more than 4 years of fighting. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Looks like people in parts of Central Europe will be getting what their neighbors in the West have been suffering through for days now. That record-breaking heat wave that's sending the mercury soaring in England, France, Spain, Portugal is drifting to the east. Dow futures are down 135 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Healthcare has become frustrating, expensive, and overwhelming. But you can stop playing by those rules. There's a better way. It's called Crowd Health, and it's changing how people pay for healthcare.
Crowd Health is a community where members, the crowd, come together to help fund each other's medical expenses. Instead of paying huge monthly insurance premiums, you pay a simple membership fee plus a modest contribution to another member's medical bill. When you get hit with a big bill, the crowd steps in to help you fund it. Plus, you get the support and tools you need to navigate your health event. Why keep overpaying? Cut out the middleman, lower your monthly costs, and avoid the endless billing headaches. Are you ready for a smarter option? Go to joincrowdhealth.com. Right now, you can get started for just $99 per month for your first 3 months when you use code BREAKFREE at joincrowdhealth.com. Crowd Health isn't insurance. Opt out of the flawed system and break free.
He is the first British monarch to release his tax returns. King Charles paid $17 million on his private income in the most recent tax year.
I think he definitely wants to be more transparent about his finances. You can always wonder quite what is the thinking and the timing of royal announcements, but this has come because basically there has been such scrutiny over royal finances in the past few months, particularly after the situation with Andrew Mountbatten Windsor moving and losing his titles. It's kind of opened up a closer look at the way royalty works.
The BBC's Daniela Ralph. NATO's deputy commander says he wants a summit in Turkey to encourage member countries to spend more on defense and support Ukraine. Air Chief Marshal Sir John Stringer says a meeting will test the unity of the alliance. President Trump has been pressing NATO to spend more on its own defense, not to rely so heavily on the U.S. News and analysis, townhall.com. The end of the line for Florida's Alligator Alcatraz.
A quickly built tent detention center built in the Florida swamps processed about 21,000 people. Federal officials say they no longer need the extra capacity because they now have more permanent facilities.
But it served its purpose for the time. Now that they have resources, it is the federal government's responsibility to be able to process these folks, right? We stepped up because there was a gap.
Immigration advocates criticized the center for unsafe and inhumane conditions. Detainees reported issues like poor access to lawyers, unsanitary conditions, and insect infestations. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
74-year-old Dusty Ray Spencer has been executed in Florida, convicted in the 1992 stabbing death of his wife, executed by lethal injection last evening at the state prison in Stark. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy, oh so happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to it. You made it to the weekend. And we're going in hot. It's although we do have rain chances. Like, I think we got a little rain again last night. We got a lot of bark, man. I said thunder and lightning. Very, very frightening me. But yeah, we got all that. But all I saw was a smidlen of rainage. So I don't know. But we got one more chance of that today. But yeah, we're going to be sitting in another hot one today at 101. So enjoy that. But I would like to apologize to the United States of America. I'm pretty sure soccer lost last night because of me, and I like to apologize for that. I have not watched any U.S. World Cup soccer. I've been catching highlights after the games, but I haven't been watching them. And last night I said, well, I'm going to try to check out a game. And they lose. I'm pretty sure it's my fault. I'm sorry. I'm the reason, because I watched the game and U.S. lost. If I didn't watch the game, they probably would have smoked turkey. That sounds delicious. Anyway, my apologies. I will back off from watching the games from henceforth for the greater good of the United States of America, and I will just continue to catch the highlights. But, yeah, I was like, all right, let's watch a game. I was like, and then he scored, like 2 minutes into the game. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a good night, Steve. And then Turkey tied it up. I'm like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. And then U.S. scored again. Like, yeah. Oh, it doesn't count. And then Turkey scored again. It's like, uh-oh. And then, of course, the rest played out the way it played out. But I'm like, I shouldn't watch. I ruined it. Ruined, I said, for everybody. So my apologies. It's probably my fault U.S. Soccer lost last night because I tuned into the game. I will just do the highlights so we can hopefully have a better chance going forward here. Fortunately, no harm, no big foul. I mean, they were locked into the tournament, and they were already locked into the team. All that was determined prior to last night's game. That being said, you don't want to lose, right? So I think, I don't know how all that works, but I think like Australia was very happy, and just based on the pool or whatever we're in, I don't know. Because Turkey was done either way. Every time I say that, I could think of Thanksgiving. Sorry about that. I must be hungry. But but I don't know. I don't know enough about soccer. All I know is I'm pretty sure because I tuned in, they lost, and I'm sorry. So we'll move on from that one here. Couple things I do want to put on your radar before I give you the rundown here today. Hey, tomorrow at Grace Community Church, they are having a memorial service for the Trans Aero Medevac crew, TA-40, the crew that lost their lives in the tragic crash here back in May. They are having a memorial service and remembrance event for the crew tomorrow at Grace Community Church. Doors will open at 10. The event begins at 11. And they're also going to have lunch provided after the memorial and things. But for folks who would like to, they do like to invite the public to come and pay tribute to the four brave souls that lost their lives on May 14th here. So, again, that's tomorrow at Grace Community Church, beginning at 11 a.m. Doors will open at 10 a.m. And we'll remind you folks, because actually we're going to have the folks from Grace Community Church join us on the radio here today, which sounds like a good place to segue to our rundown here today. We do have a full slate for you for today. We're going to replay our interview we had with Crystal Noble from the Roswell Humane Society. She joined us yesterday late in the show to give us an update on pets. They've got Kitten City. If you're looking for a kitten, they got a bevy of them, and most of them are still in quarantine as they try to get to weight, because they have to be a certain weight before they can adopt. So some of them are waiting to get to that status, but they have a bevy of kittens that are going to need homes here pretty quick. So if all you kitten folks. But anyway, we talk with them. We talk about sales, too. They got a great sale on clothing at the thrift store going on here this weekend. So we'll play that interview here in just a bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to have Pastor Nate Marsh join us from Grace Community Church. I imagine we'll touch on the event tomorrow at Trans Aero Medevac here. But they are inviting the public out to their big America 250 celebration they're going to have at Grace Community Church on Sunday, July 5th. Of course, next Saturday is our big July 4th, and then Sunday, the Lord's Day, they're going to have their 250 celebration at Grace Community Church, celebrating 250 years of America's freedom, and they're going to have a special service devoted to that, and they want to invite folks out to that. So they're going to talk about that with us here in the 8 o'clock hour. In the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas join us from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. With her will be filmmaker Peter Reddick, who produced the film Roswell Where. It's a documentary film about the Little League World Series baseball team and Roswell baseball. And matter of fact, this all ties into our big 70th anniversary event of that 1956 Lions Hondo Little League World Series championship team. They're going to have a event featuring the documentary. Also, talking, hope some of the players. That'll be in August, on August 15th. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, and that'll be at the ball field there at the Hondo Lions ballpark. I used to live right behind there. About 9 years ago, I guess, I moved to where I live now. But prior to that, we had a house there on Sunset Place, which is the road right next to the Hondo Lions Little League field. During baseball season, if there was a couple kids that had some home run threats, there was one or two every year that would knock one into our backyard. And at the time, I had my dog Sissy. She was very appreciative. She got a few baseballs each year, and they go into the yard, and the dog gets a hold of them. It's hers now. Sorry, I don't think you want it back. But anyway, they used to. And matter of fact, that was kind of handy. And this was, of course, before our ultimate laziness with DoorDash and all that. I mean, you could order pizzas and stuff, but it wasn't literally like every restaurant at your fingertips like it is now. And so, like, if we didn't feel like cooking, we'd literally walk over and get like Frito pie or like nachos or whatever they kind of hot dog, whatever. Be like, yeah, dinner over at the ballpark. We'll just walk on over. It's kind of nice every once in a while. So, but anyway, that's where they're going to do the big celebration, and we'll talk with Amy and Peter more about that in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of the newses and all that, feature sports and what have you, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, let's get you up to date on that weather. Got hot, little rain, a little bit of, New Mexico summer. It's atypical.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon highs. A very slim chance of a late-day thunderstorm. Overnight, some clouds and maybe a shower in the evening. We're in the upper 60s. More hot weather coming up on Saturday. Sunny through the day and a little bit windy, about 105 on the high. We're between 100 and 104 for the highs on Sunday. Looks like we'll stay sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 71 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds currently out of the west at 7 miles per hour. We have a chance at some showers after 3 o'clock today. A 20% chance, to be exact, to what they're telling us right now. Otherwise, mostly sunny today. Highs near 101, right around that ballpark, with northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, that 20% chance of rain showers continues mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 70 and south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For the weekend on Saturday, sunny and hot with a high of 104. Winds will get a little breezy for the afternoon. West winds 5 to 10 in the morning. Picking up out of the south, 15 to 20 for Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 71 degrees with south winds 10 to 15. Sunny and hot on Sunday with a high of 103. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then kind of peeking into next week. Partly cloudy and 100 on Monday. Rain chances, 20-30% variety going to Tuesday, Wednesday, into Thursday of next week with highs in the mid to low 90s. So a little bit cooler. A smidge. We'll see. All right, it is 7:15. We're going to take a commercial break here. And then on the other side, we're going to play our interview with the Humane Society. Crystal Noble joining us, giving us that update yesterday. That's up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Pecos Valley Consignment Auction, presented by Bill Johnston Auctioneers, Saturday, June 27th, 9 a.m. sharp, next to Cottonwood Winery and Brewery, north of Artesia. Watch for the signs. Tractors, construction equipment, trucks, trailers, oil field equipment, farm implements, livestock equipment, automobiles, industrial equipment, and shop equipment, harvest equipment, ATVs, and RVs. Bill Johnston Auctioneers will be on site to accept your consignments by 5 p.m. Thursday, June 25th. Call 575-760-6195, 575-760-6195. The Pecos Valley Consignment Auction, presented by Bill Johnston Auctioneers, Saturday, June 27th, 9 a.m. sharp. This auction will be live and online at bjyucca.net. Just follow the link.
Don't we all feel tired, overwhelmed, and underappreciated sometimes? In the Bible, the prophet Elijah spent his lifetime preaching to people who didn't want to hear his message. The rulers were trying to kill him, and he wanted to just give up. So he hides out in the wilderness, finds a spot under a bush, and tells God what he's done a little angrily, and then he falls asleep. An angel wakes him up and gives him dinner. Elijah sleeps again, and the angel wakes up, and he feeds him dinner again. The angel told him to get up because there was much work to do. Soon after, God reminded Elijah that he wasn't alone. There were people ready to serve with him. God knew exactly what Elijah needed, and he knows what you need too. So don't give up. Know your limits, trust God's care, and allow rest to fuel your work. Lean on the Lord's strength, follow his ways, and take care of yourself. Want some good advice? When you feel like you can't go on, just like Elijah, take a nap, have a snack, and trust God to carry you through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
It's out of this world. The 2026 Roswell UFO Festival is on July 2nd through the 4th. A weekend packed with cosmic fun, unforgettable entertainment, and celebrations that are truly stellar. Thursday, look to the skies for an epic drone show. Then on Friday, suit up, beam in, and show off your best extraterrestrial style at the costume contest parade. It all caps off on Saturday with the celebration of America's 250 and an amazing fireworks extravaganza. Find the Roswell UFO Festival on Facebook to learn more. The 2026 Roswell UFO Festival, July 2nd through the 4th. It's gonna be otherworldly. Looking for a driving job with steady work and real benefits? BDS Enterprise is hiring CDL drivers now. If you want lots of work, plenty of hours, and weekends off, this could be your next move. BDS Enterprise offers top-tier insurance coverage for you and your family, plus paid life insurance. Ready to get behind the wheel with a company that keeps you moving? Contact Louis Barnes today at BDS Enterprises, 1705 Green Street in Carlsbad, or call 575-689-8324. BDS Enterprise is an equal opportunity employer.
Amy's Fireworks is ready to help you have the brightest and most explosive Independence Day celebration ever. A wide selection of reloadable mortars, including the huge 5-inch canister shells, sparklers, Roman candles, fountains, firecrackers, rockets, parachutes. Amy's Fireworks family packs start from just $8. Shop in air-conditioned comfort at Amy's Fireworks, 1501 East 2nd Street, Roswell, also in Artesia and Carlsbad.
Se habla español.
Serving you since 1980, Amy's Fireworks.
Hey Roswell, celebrate America's 250th birthday with massive savings and more for your trade during the Red, White, and Blue Book sales event at Roswell Ford. Actually, we really don't need a Blue Book. We need your trade, and we need it right now. We'll do whatever it takes to terminate your current loan or lease, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Plus, this is the final week to get employee pricing for all. You heard right. This is your last chance to pay what we pay on our entire lineup of new Fords. So there's never been a better time to trade and upgrade to a new Ford and get massive savings. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Hurry in for massive savings, more for your trade, and employee pricing for all. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. Employee pricing excludes Raptor Series 2026 Super Duties, Lariat Package and up, 2025 and 2026 Transit Wagon, standard exclusions, and final pay units.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
Yes, in studio this morning from the Roswell Humane Society. Yes, in
Crystal
studio
Noble
this
back
morning
with us.
from
Good morning.
the
Good morning.
Roswell Humane Society. Crystal Noble back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am good. It's hot, but I'm good.
It is hot, but like I said, I'm basking in a little bit of my coming back from Louisiana glow, where I've been living in hot humidity, 89 and 99% humidity for a week.
It's been here humid. Like every day I walk outside and my hair's still wet and I'm like, I dried you.
Compared to there, it's delightful.
I bet. When I saw like they were getting like a tsunami or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if that's our Viking camera at. Bad time to get on the cruise.
Well, when we got our first, like New Orleans, there was raining, and when we left, it was raining, and so we didn't get to do a whole lot that first day in New Orleans because of the rain. We just walked a couple places to eat and what have you, but once we got going, the rain wasn't really a problem for things. But I did lose one. Like, we were supposed to go on the gator tour, the boat thing. That got canceled because of the weather. But everything else I got to do. So it was all right. But, yeah, the humidity thing. And as a guy with glasses, you can't go outside. I'm blind. I'm literally blind for 5 minutes every time I went outside because the thing fogs up. And I'll take the glasses off to walk so I don't bump into people. But I don't want to wipe them or nothing because people with glasses know you do that. Now you got smudges and streaks the rest of the day, and it's a nightmare. Well, carry glass cleaner. I am, but I only got so many pockets. All right, I don't carry all this stuff.
You need a man bag.
I know.
You need a Merce.
And I kind of do when I was traveling, you know, like, because when you're on vacation, you got to carry my water, got to carry this, got to carry crap. And yeah.
John has a special vacation backpack.
Yeah. It's
a man pack.
Yeah, the man pack.
It's military, so it's got, 10,000 pockets.
So he probably calls it a rucksack or something like that.
I call it his man bag.
Yeah. But it's how it is. But yeah, it was cool. But how are things at the Humane Society? That being said, is they working good there? I know you guys spent a bunch of money to get all that fixed here about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So.
The swamp coolers, are doing as best as swamp coolers.
Well, it's 105. It's what is the saying? An optimal working swamp cooler will knock the temp down 15 degrees.
Yep.
And so 90 is not that much better than 105.
No. Especially when they create humidity. And then we use water all day long. And so it's swamp donkeys back there.
Hey, if people want to donate a bunch of ice cream doggy treats, this would be a good time to take those, huh? Don't get your Briars. Go to the thing and they got ice cream just for dogs.
They do. They have it at Westlake.
Yeah, Westlake. I think, and of course the Petco has it. But I believe you can even go to like Walmart and Targets and stuff. And I think they have.
They have the refrigerated pet food section, but I haven't seen
There's
the
no
dog.
ice cream in
I haven't
there?
seen the
Okay.
ice cream yet.
Okay, I thought maybe they would. See, I have a cat now, so I don't look anymore. But
no, but also we do we get like the sugar, like not the heavy sugar, but not the sugar free, like Cool Whip, Ready Whip.
Oh, I got you.
And then we just put a little bit of Cool Whip in a little dental cup, and
That's kind of a little treat for them.
Yeah.
Nice. But if you'd like to donate those things, it'd be really nice right now with the heat. And now, of course, they're always in the need of litter.
Right now, kitten, Purina kitten chow, and Purina adult cat chow.
Okay. And the reason they kind of get specific on brand sometimes is red dye. No red dye foods.
Yes.
Like for dogs, if you get the pedigree chicken, that's usually a safe bet. You get like if you don't want to buy, if you go out and buy food, just get you like that 40-pound bag of the pedigree chicken, and that'd be perfect for the Humane Society. And stick
then
with
the blue
Purina.
bag of the kitten chow or adult is natural colors, so there's no red dye in it. And then the Purina kitten chow is also natural colors, so there's no red dye in it.
Now, if you want to get highfalutin fancy food, that's on you, but just make sure it doesn't have the red dyes and stuff. That's the big thing. And like if you want to spend the money on the blue buffaloes or whatever's out there, I mean, God
honestly,
bless
a lot of the dogs really don't even care for that.
Really?
Yeah, like they'll snub their nose.
Interesting.
And it's so weird because I'm like, this is the better quality food, and they're like,
Give me the cheap. Well,
yeah.
It's kind of like mac and cheese sometimes. People can make the most best homemade mac and cheese, and people are like, give me that box of Kraft.
Right?
I get it.
So
I get it.
But we can always use cat litter. It is kitten season, and I've got kittens coming out of my ears.
And again, if you're going to go buy it, don't worry about the fancy clumping. Literally go buy that little cement mixer bag of cat litter. That's just fine. Now, if you happen to have fancy cat litter still, like leftover because you don't need it, you can donate that. A lot of times, especially if it's like the color-coded kinds and all that, they will use that when they have sick cats and things and they're trying to find out what's going on. So they'll take that, but for day-to-day use, just the cheapo stuff because they literally put them in disposable like little Coca-Cola boxes, the soda boxes, and they dispose them at the end of the day for health safety standards and to keep that's how you keep things from like parvo and all these other communicable diseases that pets get from spreading.
And since we don't use the clumping or the scoopable cat litter, like if they have just really bad stomach issues, then we have to throw the box away.
Sure.
It's not, like if it's something that's contagious, it's not being able to spread to another cat. So.
Yeah. And guess what? Animals are just like humans. When you're out of your normal environment, your BM schedules and things like that don't always work as advertised. And it's the same thing for animals. It's the same. If they're out of sorts or they're new to the thing, their bathroom habits may not be normal at that moment.
Right.
That just happens.
For dog walking right now, since we are so hot, the majority of our dog walkers have been coming about 8 in the morning.
Okay.
And by 10 o'clock, it's already
getting too hot.
It's too hot. So,
anybody got like an indoor track we can like load a bunch of dogs in a school bus and take a trip to like an indoor track to walk the dog around.
I need climate control.
Like, you ever seen that like TikTok video? There's like the school bus. Yeah.
Yes, I love that where the dogs come out in their backpack.
Can we get one of those and just like take it to like, I don't know, some indoor track or someplace they can walk around?
Trying to think, the gym on Atkinson Elite, they have the upstairs track where you could go walk around it.
I think it'd be amazing. Let's have a field trip for the dogs and we'll go on a walking trip.
Your requirement to work out at Elite is you got to come and get a dog and go exercise
There you
with
go.
the dog.
And then take a bag with you because, in case they, leave a memory.
Take a couple bags. But it is kitten season, so...
Okay, so if you're looking for a cat right now, you guys are probably good selection right now. And
the few kittens that are about to come out of quarantine are just barely at weight.
Okay.
The majority of the kittens I have are not big enough.
So if you're looking for a kitten...
it'll be a little bit before they come out of quarantine, but I have a lot.
Good. And of course, generally speaking, you can usually go to the website.
Yeah, I only have a few that I have not put on there yet. Okay. I haven't been able to sit down long enough.
And I would imagine, depending on their health and things, they are quarantined, so they usually don't let people go near them and stuff. But,
right.
But when they do become available, you can, and of course, if you see them online, you're like, oh, that orange one or whatever it is that you call and ask, and please, and don't hesitate and say, hey, I just saw one. I know it's not available. Can you give me a little update where he or she's at? And they'll be happy to. And they like that kind of stuff because that shows interest in things. And to be honest, if you kind of look and that's the one I want, you can do the process to pre-qualify and make sure that everyone, you're good to adopt a cat. And for cats, it's pretty easy as long as you got the indoor space and things. Dogs are a little different because you got to have a fence, and sometimes cats a little less demands on that kind of thing. But as long as you meet those, and then when that cat is available to make weight or whatever is out of quarantine, guess what? We'll send you right to your vet of choice to get spayed and tagged or neutered or tagged and whatever it needs to be done, and then you'll get to take that and be a part of your family. But so if you do see them on there, don't stop you from. And it says not available. It's not because they haven't been adopted. It's because they are in quarantine because they're either new and they gotta make sure, or they're too young to adopt at this point. So.
Before I forget, we would like to thank the Wrap Studio.
What'd they do?
I just picked this up this morning.
Oh,
they
nice.
finished the graphics on our van.
Oh, cool.
So our transport van now has our logo on it.
Nice.
And then it has live animals.
Nice.
So that way people know that I am transporting animals and it's not a
nice
like utility
cargo
van
or not full of electrical supplies.
It's not a pedo van.
Yeah. Why is there all this shag carpet in here?
Right. They did the graphics for us. Julia's wonderful. She's amazing.
That's awesome. Good deal.
I literally dropped it off yesterday at 4, and she called me a little bit before 8 this morning and said it was ready.
That's great. Good.
So
Thank
anybody
you.
needing their vehicles wrapped or great graphics and stuff on their vehicles, go see Julia.
Yeah.
Wrap Studio.
Love businesses that support our community like that.
Yes.
It's amazing. So that being said, as far as the pets that are available for adoption, how are we looking on the dog side?
So on dogs right now, it's still a lot of big dogs.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of little dogs. I have Rosie, which is the Min Pin mix, the Chug mix.
Okay.
We have Saucy, which is a Chihuahua mix.
Okay.
We have Betty, which is, I said Spaniel mix, but it could be like long-haired Dachshund something. It's a guess.
Okay. Is it kind of a lengthy?
She's about that tall, about that long.
But kind of got that Dachshund longness to him a little bit? Or?
And has like the hair of like a Springer Spaniel.
Okay. So it's probably maybe Mama was a Spaniel and Daddy was a Dachshund or something like that.
Yeah.
Or vice versa or something. Yeah.
I don't know. But she's cute, but she is high energy.
Well, I imagine, again, I always tell people, mutts are smart. I mean, yes, we love our purebred dogs, and I'm not, people have their things. I'm not going to, but
they're healthier.
They're healthier. They're smarter. They're, that it's inbreeding is what it is when you purebred.
Basically, yes.
If you do it with humans, it's bad. It's just as bad when you do it with animals.
It is. I have a couple of medium-sized dogs.
Uh-huh.
Holly, she's like 30 pounds. She's like a little turkey. Like, she's just all muscle. So when she goes walking, like, I don't know if you've ever seen like the barbecue videos of the turkey legs walking. That's her back leg. So when she's walking away from you,
looks like those kangaroos. Like
yes, and she's that tall. She's not big, and she's all muscle, and she's got the beautifulest crystal blue eyes. Beautiful, and
she must be in shape.
Yeah, our dog walkers are like, but. Once she's out at the park walking, she's like, all right, let's go for a little stroll. Cool. But getting to the park, she's so anxious. So she's like, let's go.
That's cool. And you know, and this is something, too, that folks the dogs and stuff will get excited. But once they're yours and in your home, that excitement changes a little bit. It'll be more controlled excitement, more, you know, when they're in a cage for most of the day and they get a chance to not be in a cage, it's kind of like you're starving. And you got a Ritz cracker. You're going to eat that Ritz cracker like it's a porterhouse steak. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's what they're doing right now. But if you give them steak every day, they're going to be happy about it, but they're not going to act like it's the best thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're going to be more accustomed to happy things and not be so overstimulated.
And one of our long-timers, Nico, he got adopted.
Yeah, awesome. Good.
Finished paperwork yesterday. He's living his best life.
Good. How long was Nico in?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. Yeah, that's almost like a mascot at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have a couple of them. Chisholm's been there. Leonard, Caroline, they've all been there well past time.
They all need good homes. They're all great dogs.
They are. They're great.
Yeah.
Leonard is, the goofiest thing, he goes for walks and he's ready to go, and then you get to the park and he's like, there's grass and I just want a belly rub now. I don't want to walk anymore. I want a belly rub because I'm in the grass.
That's where we're at.
So we will be starting the program where we have working with the Roswell Prison Center.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of what the real name of that place is.
I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
It's not CCDC. It's the actual Roswell prison.
Yeah, the detention center.
Correctional center.
Correctional. Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
The jail.
RCC.
Yes.
We're getting the rest of the stuff together, and then we will be having some of our dogs out there with the inmates and going through a dog training program.
Love it.
Where they're learning basic commands and little things. And
helps
then when
the people and helps the pets.
It does.
It's a great thing.
And then when they come back, we'll have a list of, what they were trained on, what the command words were. So that way, whoever adopts that animal afterwards knows how to continue with that.
You got the owner's manual?
Yeah, I do. I have an owner's manual. I will. So we will be starting that soon. So some of our long timers that have been there for a while are going to be our first round to go.
Awesome.
So that way we're offering something else, and then it gives them a chance to be out of the kennels.
I wonder, and this is just, and I don't know the situation of the people inside, but if some of them are kind of short time, like I wonder if they end up someone will adopt them.
Well, so what?
It's like, I love this dog. I'm going to adopt it when I'm out in 2 months. I'm going to adopt it.
So what we were talking about is a lot of the because the correctional center out there is like a very low security risk, and it's everybody that's within a certain amount of time of being released. So this is basically like getting them rehabilitated and back into.
It's kind of like the halfway house, or like they've done most of their sentence. They're transitioning back to the public again.
Yes, that's what our center basically is now. Is where they're getting used to.
So you never know. Some of these might end up being their I teach you commands and I'm going to do the one. Yeah.
A lot of the officers that work there, they're like, yeah, this is going to be hard for us to not want to take the dogs home.
I'm about to say, you're going to, I imagine you're going to find an influx of correctional officers adopting pets all of a sudden, which is awesome.
Yes.
Because you know what? Pets make everybody happy.
They do.
And especially if you got a job that's stressful, and I'm pretty sure as a job as a correctional officer is a stressful job. Coming home at the end of the day and hanging out with your dog, your cat, your pet, and rolling around on the floor with them for 10 minutes is the best therapy most humans could ever get.
I walked in the house and I got all of the dogs like, who did you touch today?
Almost every day I do say hi to Kim, but then generally after I'm on the floor for 5 minutes petting or rolling around with one of the cats, or both, depending on who's in the mood.
Reba was like, I ain't got time for you today.
Well, Reba has a designated, she's learning her routine spot, and so she knows Bella is, like when I come home from work, Bella's the greeter, and Reba hangs to the side because she knows that I don't know if they talked or whatever, but Bella's like, I'm first. This is how this works. I will be here, and I'm the one that he will address first. I think it's a little different with Kim, but with Bella, I'm supposed to pet her first. And so Reba kind of hangs with Kim and then once I'm done with Bella, Reba comes out and then assumes her official flop pose on the carpet, and that's when I know it's my turn to go pet her.
So the cats have trained you very well.
Yeah, but I think Bella started the pecking order and trained her and everything else. But it's almost, that's how it is now. I come in and usually Reba's sacked out, but then after a minute, she'll get down and crawl and then flop on the floor. And she does this stretch. She's got her whole, when she wants, you know how cats are.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to move when she wants to be loved on. And I can tell right away, it's the, I'm cute, I'm stretching, come pet me now.
Oh, look at me, I'm striking a pose. Yeah.
She's a quintessential cat when it comes to that kind of thing. But what I'm saying is, adopt a pet if you can.
Yes.
And especially if you got a family and the kids, find those pets that work great with them. And if you want to use this to teach responsibility, awesome. That's nothing wrong with that. However, please note, parents, if that's the goal, you are the ones in charge. Your kids will not feed at times. Your kids will forget to clean up at times. You put something away and gets chewed up at times. These will happen. Because your kids, you're raising them too. And now you're raising, and so when you have something that's being raised, having something else to raise something else, something's going to get lost in the works. That's why you, the parent, at the end of the day, are going to make sure that. So if you're not willing to accept that responsibility and you're going to put this all on your kids, don't adopt the pet. I'm telling you, just don't even bother. Sorry. I had to put my 2 cents on that.
No, I agree. I do. And it's not that, we get so many phone calls, like, oh, you're so hard to adopt from. It's not that we're hard to adopt from. We are basically trying to make sure that this animal is going to be in its forever home, and it's going to be cherished. It's going to be loved. It's going to be treated as a member of family, and not just a lawn ornament or lawn ornament or.
Yeah, you're wanting to make sure this living thing is going on to its best life next.
Yes.
And this is the part you have to remember. You got to remember what the goal of the Humane Society is. And it is the well-being of those pets. You are second. And what I mean by that is they want you to find the pet and be happy. But at the end of the day, if you're not a suitable owner for this pet, their job is to make sure that this pet goes to that place. And if you can't meet those standards, it's not Gestapo. It's what happens is if not, then the pet ends up worse off than 9 times out of 10. I'm not saying you, and everyone's, but that's not going to be me. Okay, until it is. It's just what you can't predict that life until that happens.
No. And then, let's say, we know the dog has, issues with other dogs.
Mm-hmm.
We do require introductions, meet and greets with everybody that lives in the house. And if you have another dog, the dog is required for the introduction.
Yeah.
And if they don't get along in a neutral area, we're not going to continue and send them home for them to not get along at home.
That most of these dogs have come from places that either could take them, have them. They've already been through the system of no one can have them.
Right.
And the last thing we want to do is push that onto someone else that's not fully committed to do that. And because at the end of the day, it's not fair to the pet. I mean, and I'm sorry if you're mad because your fenced-in yard won't allow a dog from... You know what? Talk to animal control. If you really are serious and everything else, animal control will adopt you on those things. But for the Humane Society, they want to make sure that that dog goes to the place that for the rest of its life is going to live out its days happy and loved. Yeah. And I'm not saying you're not going to do that, but if you can't provide the bare minimums, then unfortunately they don't want to provide that dog to you at this time. And it's nothing against you, but we don't know you. And we can't, and we don't have time to learn your whole life before to mitigate that, we got to have bare minimum prerequisites, and that's what these are, and they're not negotiable, and that's just how it is. Sorry, and it's nothing against you, or I'm sure, and there's a lot of people that don't have a fenced-in yard. They're going to be amazing dog owners. I know that. I was one of them at one point. That being said, the rules are the rules on this one, and we can't be flexible because the moment we are, then the whole point of what the Humane Society does comes into jeopardy. And that's just what happens. So, and if you can understand that, then you can maybe be less mad about what if you do get turned down for something like that. It's nothing personal.
No.
It's just at the end of the day, our goal is to protect these pets and make sure they go on. And if we're not sure that can happen, we're not willing to release that pet. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's 100%.
It's not personal. It has
No.
nothing to do with what you do, where you come from, or if you can't provide the bare minimums for this dog, then you're going to have to look elsewhere to adopt.
Yeah, and when we have people that come in from out of town, we do out of town adoptions.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little bit longer, but we do them,
Sure.
and we check them the same way we check somebody here locally.
Absolutely. And please note also, if you are out of town, because the Humane Society is located within the city of Roswell, within the city limits, by ordinance, by law,
yes.
Whatever animals come out of there have to be in accordance to Roswell law, which means even if you live outside of Roswell or outside of New Mexico, that pet, before it becomes in your own, it will be chipped. It's just the ordinance here. It will be spayed or neutered too.
Yes.
But it will be chipped, and you do not have a choice on that. I'm sorry, regardless of where you live. And it's not a bad thing. It's good for your pet anyway. It's not going to harm them. And God forbid, you might lose your dog, and that might get your dog back one day, and you'll be very thankful you had that chip done. That's all we're saying. Don't complain about it.
I agree.
It's not a racket. It's not a scam. It's just the rules, and this is what we have to abide
It's not a
by.
satellite tracking device.
Yes.
It's not any of that. Basically, it's an invisible tag.
Yeah.
That if your dog's collar gets taken off or breaks off, and the tag that's on the collar is gone, when the animal is scanned with a microchip, it gives us the information to call the microchip company. We give them the information. They don't even give us your information.
Sure.
They call you directly, and then they have you call us.
Absolutely. So it's but at the end of the day, you'll be thankful it happened. And that even though at the point you've put your own preconceived notions on it, at the end of the day, it's a good thing. So, and to be honest, once you accept all that, it's an amazing experience. And I'm telling you, if you do this, that dog will change your life as much as you change its life. And so it's a good thing. So
it is.
Before we run out of time and everything, I do want to talk about thrift store and all that good stuff.
I got some stuff.
Oh, I got some stuff. Hold on to your butts. We got stuff.
We got stuff. All right. Well, things that hold on to your butts. Yoga pants.
Some need to hold on to that more than others, but they got a good selection of yoga pants.
They have a great selection of yoga pants. Shorts for men, women, and kids.
Okay.
Sandals for ladies. Lots of wall decor. So if you're in the small portion of people that like to change seasonally,
sure,
that's not me. They got your wall
Although
decor.
I could see you doing that. Like if someone said you do it, I'd be like, that doesn't surprise me.
Okay. Beach towels. They have lots of beach towels, because lakes. It's hot. We want to be in water.
Sure.
Summer dresses. Lots of cute summer dresses and a big variety of sizes. So,
Not that I spend a lot of money on these, but I know that dress is expensive in the store brand new.
Mhm.
You probably get it for 1/3 or 1/10 of the price, and it's probably worn once or twice.
Right.
Or you know what I mean? It's
or bought it. Oh, I'll get into that by summer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, this is by far the way to go if you're looking for summer dresses.
Yes. Kids shoes. Lots of kids shoes. Big and tall men and women clothing.
Okay.
So variety of sizes and styles. A lot of name brand tennis shoes.
Excellent. And by the way, you tired of paying $200 for a pair of Nikes? Go pay a third of that.
Right.
And again, especially if they're sneakerheads, they're like all clean and they're in very good shape. So
And for the most part, if they look overly run down and tore down, Camille and anybody there, they don't put those out for sale because they're already way past broken, and it's hard to adjust your feet into something like that.
And quite frankly, I think all of us have an old pair of shoes anywhere. You know what I mean? Like you ain't got no clothes. You still got old shoes somewhere. Some shoes like, I'm going to cut the grass with these or something, designated, you're going to do something gross in those shoes, whatever
It's funny because John has like 4 of those pairs of shoes.
I do too.
And I will grab a pair of his shoes and put them on. And I feel like, like the little kids in the video when they put on their dad's shoes and they're walking around the house. That's how I feel when I throw on John's shoes somehow.
Well, and a couple of those gross pairs were nice pairs that got gross, and I said, I'll just make them my gross shoes, but now I got like 4 or 5 pairs. And I just haven't let them go. I need to. I should. But anyway, sorry, I got off track.
No, it's fine. Lots of Western shirts for men and women.
Okay.
Rodeos coming up.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Stuff like
fair
that.
season's right around the corner. You got to look your best in those duds if you're showing animals and whatnot. Yeah.
Formal gowns.
Okay. And guess what? I know we're not, of course we're in wedding season and stuff. So if you got in quinceañeras and stuff, but
oh yeah,
but they'll be doing like homecoming and all that here in about 2 months, 3 months.
Well, and then when you have like rodeo and stuff like
Sure,
that, like
fair
you do like the
and-
rodeo
yeah.
queens and stuff, you got to have dresses.
Yeah. So come on down to thrift store, not pay $700 for a dress, get a huge discount.
Speaking of rodeo, and they got lots of boots.
Okay.
Nice boots, men's and women.
And they're expensive,
A few
too.
of them are like brand new.
Okay. Boots that you would have paid hundreds of dollars for if you bought them somewhere else, and you can get them here for
Or
$300.
$400 because boots are not
Yeah,
cheap.
you could drop $300 easy on a pair of boots or a hat. Yeah, it's Cowboys. People, Cowboys got they're like a little more Armani suits price wise. These Cowboys, like, man, it's like you didn't dress up, dude. This is $800 worth of clothes on. What do you mean I didn't dress up?
Right. For the book, this for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, they're gonna do all mass market paperback books. Are
Okay.
gonna be 3 for $1.
Wow. So stock up for all you readers here, and you want to start those libraries or continue, or if you want to, I know some of you readers maybe want to donate and then pick up. You know what I'm saying? Drop off some
Swapsies.
and then buy some more.
Swapsies.
Yeah, kind of like a library, but you're helping out the pets.
Yeah. And then she has a lot of antique books, collector books. Some of the books that you use for like decoration,
Okay.
table books, books that you don't
Sure,
necessarily
coffee table
read.
books. Yeah. Ones you give as gifts, but yeah, you don't read unless you're waiting for a doctor's appointment or something. I got you.
Wives in labor.
Right. Look, castles.
And then just anytime you have a donation, if you're not able to bring it down, talk to Camille.
Yeah.
Schedule a pickup. They'll come and get it.
Please do. Yeah.
We do ask that, if you're leaving donations, do it during business hours because the majority of the time what's left is not received and
Yeah, unfortunately, people
we
do
can't
things.
stop them from taking it, but we can please ask that you bring it at different times. Or
Remove the temptation.
Yes. If you can't bring it during our business hours, call and then we can come to you.
Absolutely.
And then that way it's
Absolutely, yeah.
being received to where it's meant to go.
And of course, if you do have bigger things that you don't like a couch or a bed or something, call ahead. Let Camille kind of triage it a little bit and say, yes, we'd love it, but can you hold on to it for a couple of days and then we'll come and get it off your hands. That way you can make a little room at the warehouse for it, kind of deal.
Right. And, we have limited space. So,
But yes, they do love that stuff.
we do appreciate any and all donations because that's what helps us stay funded.
And then when you talk to Camille, she may say, yeah, we'll come bring it right now, or do you need someone to get it? We'll come get it right now. But either way, call ahead. That way we can triage it one way or another.
Make sure that there's adequate space so it doesn't cause tripping hazards or restrictions for somebody with mobility issues.
Sure, absolutely. Or, sometimes I imagine there's someone, because you probably get someone that's been looking for a couch, and it's kind of like, well, hold on, we got someone let me call them, see if they want it. Maybe we can just do a boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? It
And
doesn't
sometimes that does happen.
Yeah.
Camille will say, hey, I'm going to go pick up a couch.
Yeah.
Meet me at the Humane Society. If they like it, then instead of unloading it, they pay for it, and then we just transfer it over to another vehicle.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, call ahead, and that way we can whatever arrangements you made, those can be made.
Okay.
And then of course, donations, like we said, anytime as far as monetary or donations of food or litter or toys. Again, if you're going to donate dog toys, none of the white rawhide bone. Stick with.
Like the Nylabone, Kongs, tennis balls are decent.
If they do like the boxes of milk bones or bacon strips, are those fine?
Those are fine.
Okay, so those are good. And,
We do if you're doing the milk box,
the milk bone,
the milk bones in a box. The natural color ones, the browns.
Not the red, green, blue, purple, but the ones that are all the brown ones.
What's really weird is like the dogs don't even like those flavors.
I don't think they're actual flavors. I think that's just for us.
Probably.
They all taste probably the same.
They probably do. But the colored ones, like the dogs really aren't a fan of it.
So stick with the natural brown ones.
There are they're milk bones and they're in a plastic screw top.
Okay.
And they're soft chews. They are a darker color.
Okay.
And they're a little bit reddish, but they have like a reddish brown color.
Okay.
Those are okay.
Those are okay.
And dogs love them.
All right. Well,
pepperonis. Dogs love pepperonis.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Those pepperonis and bacon strips, they're almost enough for our humans. Like, I'm going to try it.
They smell so good when we open the bag, and I'm like, how does this not taste like it smells?
It's like people that do it, like, I could see it. I could see how you do it, and then you're always disappointed. I'm telling you, it's going to actually taste like jerky. I know it is. It's not. It doesn't.
No. But the dogs like it, and that's what matters.
Well, and the thing that makes it taste like jerky to you is the stuff that's bad for your dog. All the sugars and all the things that they put in it to make it that way. If it's just the pure beef, the dried out beef or whatever it is, or turkey or whatever it is, then you're probably safe, So just note that if you do give your dogs jerky and stuff,
seasonings are bad.
Yeah, the straight plain one. Don't be giving them teriyaki or whatever the other stuff is.
No. But any of those, yes, those are fine. Pepperonis, when we have like our dog walkers come, like they'll break off some pepperonis, stick them in a baggie, and then that way when they're out at the park and they're doing like their little sit down stays or shakes or rollovers or whatever they're teaching them out there,
give them a little treat.
They give them a little treat.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, and again, if you have any questions about something you have that maybe you just have, don't hesitate to call and they'll. Yeah, awesome. We can take that. Or I'm really sorry we can't. But either way, call ahead if you have a question on that. And then, of course, I guess before we go, hours and all that good stuff.
Kennels are Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 12, 1 to 4:30. And thrift store is Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4:30.
Excellent.
Now, we do have holiday hours that'll be coming up.
I was about to say, am I going to see you before the 4th?
No.
Yeah, we should probably let those
So
up.
I'm not sure what the schedule's going to be for Friday the 3rd, but we will be closed, both the kennels and the thrift store, for the 4th of July.
That's Saturday.
And then we're normally closed every Sunday and Monday, so we wouldn't reopen back to the public until Tuesday the 7th.
Okay, so for sure, it'll be the 3-day weekend, but stay tuned, and on maybe there'll be some holiday hours for Friday the 3rd.
There might be, and it's just because, we don't get a lot of traffic coming in, especially with the UFO festival coming.
Yeah. They'll post on Facebook. As soon as I see it, I'll spread the word when that decision's been made. Or
I'll just send Mike a text.
Yeah, or she can do that too.
I have privileges, no cake.
She's one of the few 1,000 people that have my text.
She could have left the thou out. But as of right now, it mostly will just be the 4th of July.
Got it. Very good. And again, RoswellHumane.org is the website if you want to learn more about to become a member. That's another great way, is signing up to be a member. You get the newsletter, you get invited to the annual meetings and all that good stuff.
I have one of them coming up.
All of your membership fees go back to helping those animals and keeping that going. So becoming a member, and by the way, your kids, your pet rock, everything and anything can become a member of the Humane Society.
That's classified as a family membership.
There you go. And if you do have a pet rock, please take a picture and upload it for us all. Get a smiley face on it and do
I want to know its name.
Yeah. Did we get it all, Crystal?
I think so.
Awesome. Well, thank you as always. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Stay cool.
I know.
Perhaps dry if they keep teasing us with these chances of rain. I don't know.
I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The search for survivors goes on in Venezuela, earthquake-ravaged country that it is. Death toll, at least 589. Some 3,000 people injured, thousands more still missing. Secretary of State Rubio says the U.S. is sending help, including expert personnel. The Pentagon dispatching a pair of naval vessels and a couple of aircraft to Venezuela. Despite Iran's drone attack on a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz, President Trump says the strategic waterway is open, and he says Iran very badly wants to make a deal with the U.S. The Texas State Board of Education is set to vote on a required reading list for more than 5 million public school students that includes stories and passages from the Bible. The board gave preliminary approval to that list earlier this week, and the final vote is to take place later in the day today. More details, srnnews.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon highs. A very slim chance of a late-day thunderstorm. Overnight, some clouds and maybe a shower in the evening. We're in the upper 60s. More hot weather coming up on Saturday. Sunny through the day and a little bit windy, about 105 on the high. We're between 100 and 104 for the highs on Sunday. Looks like we'll stay sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The U.S. stock market meandered to a mixed finish Thursday after several artificial intelligence stocks veered back up their roller coaster ride, while Apple dropped after hiking prices on many of its products. The S&P 500 finished nearly unchanged with a dip of less than 0.1%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added 71 points or 0.1%, and the Nasdaq Composite fell 0.5%. The Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge rose to a new 3-year high in May as gasoline prices peaked, a sign rising costs could pose political problems for President Donald Trump as the midterm elections near. Consumer prices rose 4.1% in May from a year earlier, according to the Commerce Department, the largest annual increase since April 2023. The benchmark 30-year fixed-rate mortgage rate rose to 6.49% from 6.47% last week. That's according to mortgage buyer Freddie Mac. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Summer adventures in New Mexico can lead to unexpected injuries or conditions. Artesia General Hospital and our skilled general surgeons remind you, take steps to avoid surgery while traveling and enjoy outdoor family time. Lift heavy coolers and luggage properly to prevent hernias. Practice safe food handling at picnics to avoid severe infections. Wear protective gear during activities. Clean cuts thoroughly, and don't ignore persistent abdominal pain, swelling, or unusual symptoms. Prevention is best, but if surgery is needed, whether for appendicitis, gallbladder issues, or trauma, our experienced team is here. Dr. Michael Mann, MD, and Dr. Shiamo Pansaria provide compassionate, expert general surgery care right here at home. For advanced surgical services you can trust, choose Artesia General Hospital. Artesia General Hospital. Healthy summers start here with surgical excellence when you need it.
Attention, attention. They've done it again. For 3 years in a row, Roswell Hyundai is the #1 used car supercenter in New Mexico. Whether you're in the market for a large truck, a super high-end luxury vehicle, or an affordable car for first-time buyers, the Roswell Hyundai Used Car Supercenter has one that fits your needs and your budget. So if you're looking for the best deal on your next vehicle, head for the #1 Used Car Supercenter in southeastern New Mexico 3 years straight. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Check out some of the savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select 10 packs of Kool-Aid Jammers are 2 for $4, and select banquet dinners are 2 for $3. In produce, 6-ounce packages of blackberries, blueberries, or raspberries are 2 for $5, and extra large seedless watermelon are $6.99 each. In the meat department, family packs of choice boneless chuck steak are $6.49 a pound, and jumbo packs of boneless skinless chicken breasts are $1.99 a pound. These are just some of the bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News is up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. It is a story of triumph and tragedy in earthquake-stricken Venezuela. Triumph when more people are rescued from the debris, and tragedy when more victims' bodies are recovered.
The agonizing wait continues for relatives of the missing following the 2 powerful earthquakes that struck Venezuela in the space of a minute. Some survivors have been found alive under the cement and twisted metal. Graciela Mora was pulled from the ruins of a building in the city of La Guaira. When the earthquake began, I clung so tightly to the doorframe that I broke my finger, she said. But the floors gave way and my friend was gone.
The BBC's Will Grant says a death toll, at least 589, several thousand people injured, thousands more unaccounted for. Secretary of State Rubio says the U.S. is sending aid, including expert personnel, to Venezuela.
We've already stood up our disaster response teams at the Department of State and our humanitarian efforts. It's something we did very well in Jamaica after that storm, and it's something we're really prepared to do now. So I already spoken to Secretary Hegseth.
The Pentagon dispatching a pair of naval vessels and a couple of aircraft to Venezuela. Despite Iran's drone attack on a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz, President Trump says the strategic waterway is open. He also says Iran, very badly, wants a deal with the U.S. The Texas State Board of Education set to vote on a required reading list for more than 5 million public school students that includes stories and passages from the Bible. The board gave preliminary approval to that list earlier this week. The final vote set for later today. Californians will vote in November on a controversial proposal imposing a one-time tax on billionaires. Governor Gavin Newsom among those opposed to the measure, arguing it will drive the super rich and their income tax revenue out of the state. On Wall Street, the Dow down 109 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250
from the Diabetes
years?
Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Heat that has settled in over parts of Europe is not letting go yet. Haas says the UK recorded its hottest day ever, 96 degrees.
I'm here in London covering yet another hot day. People are doing as much as they can do to stay cool. Drinking water, seeking out parks and shady areas, and avoiding the hottest part of the day. Hundreds of schools across England and Wales are closed due to the heat. Many train operators urged passengers not to travel unless it's absolutely essential. It comes as a record-breaking heat waves continue to scorch many parts of Western Europe. France, Italy, and Spain have also issued warnings about the risks of extreme heat for tens of millions of people.
Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla are downsizing. They will not live at Buckingham Palace. After a $487 million renovation project wraps up, they'll move instead to nearby Clarence House. News and analysis, townhall.com. He was convicted of killing his wife. 74-year-old man becomes the oldest person executed in Florida in the modern era.
Dusty Ray Spencer received a lethal injection Thursday evening with the 1992 stabbing death of his wife, Karen. It was Florida's 9th execution this year. Florida Corrections records dating to 1924 show the oldest inmates last executed in Florida were both 72. Another 74-year-old Florida inmate set to be executed on July 14th for a woman's killing in 1982. John Scott reporting.
Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says his government is giving priority to strengthening the world's first laws that ban those under 16 from using social media platforms. There has been some evidence that that law, enacted in December in Australia, hasn't worked very well so far. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. I'm going to have to do the deuce myself because the deuce. Sean is off to enjoy a concert up in Colorado this weekend. So him and Jocelyn are all there. So Paul's holding down the fort together, but he doesn't know the ways of the deuces and the Tracy. He doesn't know our inner weird lingo. So I will deuce myself today. So happy Friday, everybody. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day today and got exciting plans for the weekend. Gonna be another warm one with those rain chances. It's gonna be kind of like yesterday. Gonna be hot, and then I think it's gonna rain. Might even get like all lightning in, and then we'll get a couple drops, and then go back to hot again. Just enough to make the little humidity with our 100 plus. But happy Friday, nonetheless. Hope all of you are. It's the soccer thing. I was for those who tuned in the beginning of the show, I apologize. The soccer loss. I finally watched the game and they lost. So I can't watch the game. That was, they won 2. I didn't watch 1. Saw highlights. So I'll just watch highlights from here on out. I won't watch the game so we won't lose anymore. Okay, I promise. It was my fault that we lost yesterday. Sorry. It's my fault. Something that I do want to put on your radar, of course, next week we got 4th of July. We're just a week from tomorrow, which is our July 4th celebration. It's going to be, and of course, UFO Festival's coming in on that. And don't forget, Galacticon as well. That's right. The 2026 Roswell Galacticon will be happening this year in Vendors Hall. You'll find artists, authors, and official merchandise. You can take selfies with life-size monsters for a donation to area disaster relief. A lot of it's going up to the Capitan Mountain area and all that for some of the fires and things up there. So you can take your pictures with the big giant monsters. It's really cool. I got they showed me some of the stuff. It's pretty cool. The Stormtroopers, the Ghostbusters, they'll be ready for action too. It's going to be happening July 2nd through July 4th. And it'll be downtown Roswell, right across from the UFO Museum. And you can get VIP packages and for admission and all the other information, log on to RoswellGalacticon.com. Again, that's RoswellGalacticon.com. Don't forget cosplay, all of that going on at this year's Galacticon. So you definitely don't want to miss that as you're out and about celebrating UFO Festival and, of course, the big 4th of July celebration on Saturday. So, yeah, we got it's kind of the weekend before the storm, because with next week with the 4th of July and with all of the, UFO Festival. And so this weekend's kind of everyone's putting on their party dresses and getting ready, the town painted up, ready for next week. So pretty excited for that. I do want to mention this, and this kind of transitions into our this hour guests and stuff here too. But tomorrow, Grace Community Church is going to be the location for Trans-Aero Medevac. They're having a memorial service to honor the 4 souls we lost in the tragic plane crash here back on May 14th. It'll be at Grace Community Church tomorrow. The event will start at 11 a.m. The doors will open at 5 p.m. and it's at Grace Community Church, 935 Mescalero Road, and they do have lunch provided afterwards. But they do invite the public to come and as we celebrate their lives and honor them as they made their sacrifice for us. So it's if you got chance tomorrow. Would like to invite you out to Grace Community Church for that. Again, 10 a.m. doors open. The ceremony events will start at 11 a.m. there. And then that kind of transitions. Grace Community Church, they're going to be joining us here in just a little bit on the July 4th weekend here next weekend on. Of course, July 4th is Independence Day, and Sunday is July 5th, the Lord's Day. Well, Grace Community Church is going to have their America 250 celebration on July 5th, next Sunday, at Grace Community Church, and they would love to invite the community to come out for their special services and special events surrounded by that. And they're going to join us here on the show in just a few minutes and talk all about what they've got on tap for next Sunday at the America's 250 celebration there. So they'll join us here in just a few minutes for that, too. There was something else I was going to mention. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but oh well, it'll pop in later. I also want to invite you to stay tuned next hour. we're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas join us from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. And with her will be filmmaker and historian, I guess you could say, Peter Reddick. And he is created a movie documentary about, it's called Roswell Where, and it's talking about the 56 Hondo Little League World Series team, and this transitioned to, in August, they're going to have in honor of the 70th anniversary of the 1956 Lions Hondo Little League Championship team. They're going to have an event on August 15th at the ballpark, the Hondo Lions ballpark there on Sunset, and they'll have a presentation, book signings by Dewey Johnson. Also, we'll have Peter there, and they'll do a presentation of the film as well too. So they'll talk about that next hour. So stay tuned for that. It is 12 minutes, closing in on 13 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's get you up to date on the weather. If you like hot with a chance of rain and all that, and this is going to be a great couple days for you.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon highs. A very slim chance of a late-day thunderstorm. Overnight, some clouds and maybe a shower in the evening. We're in the upper 60s. More hot weather coming up on Saturday. Sunny through the day and a little bit windy, about 105 on the high. We're between 100 and 104 for the highs on Sunday. Looks like we'll stay sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 77 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 58%. Winds currently out of the west at 7 miles per hour. We do have a slight chance of rain for this afternoon. They're talking after 3 today. A 20% chance of rain, but sunny, hot, 101 today. Winds out of the north, 5 to 10 this morning, shifting to the south later this afternoon. 20% chance of showers continue into tonight, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy, expect an overnight low of 70 degrees with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, we're cranking up the thermostat to 104 with sunny skies. West winds 5 to 10 early, but increase in 15 to 20 out of the south tomorrow afternoon. So you might get that feeling like you're living in one of those old beehive hair dryers. Might feel kind of like that outside tomorrow afternoon. Saturday night, partly cloudy with overnight low of 71 degrees. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny and 103. Southwest winds 5 to 15. And then when you head back to it on Monday, partly cloudy, highs near 100. Looks like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're settling with 20-30% chances of rain each day there, with highs in the mid to low 90s. So we'll see. A little bit of a cool down. Just a smidge. All right, it is closing in on 15 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 1, 2, 3, about a 3.5 minute commercial break, and we will talk with the folks from Grace Community Church here, talking about their big America's 250 Church Day on event on Sunday. We'll talk about that next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Tough, reliable equipment that gets the job done right. Turn to your local Kubota experts. Right now at Amigo Machinery in Roswell, get 0% APR or save up to $3,750 on select L2502 tractors during our Kubota Orange Days sales event. Amigo Machinery, 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell, or call 575-624-2026. Amigo Machinery, your trusted local Kubota dealer for all of Southeast New Mexico. Visit KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for more details.
Looking for a driving job with steady work and real benefits? BDS Enterprise is hiring CDL drivers now. If you want lots of work, plenty of hours, and weekends off, this could be your next move. BDS Enterprise offers top-tier insurance coverage for you and your family, plus paid life insurance. Ready to get behind the wheel with a company that keeps you moving? Contact Louis Barnes today at BDS Enterprises, 1705 Green Street in Carlsbad, or call 575-689-8324. BDS Enterprise is an equal opportunity employer.
Don't we all feel tired, overwhelmed, and underappreciated sometimes? In the Bible, the prophet Elijah spent his lifetime preaching to people who didn't want to hear his message. The rulers were trying to kill him, and he wanted to just give up. So he hides out in the wilderness, finds a spot under a bush, and tells God what he's done a little angrily, and then he falls asleep. An angel wakes him up and gives him dinner. Elijah sleeps again, and the angel wakes up and he feeds him dinner again. The angel told him to get up because there was much work to do. Soon after, God reminded Elijah that he wasn't alone. There were people ready to serve with him. God knew exactly what Elijah needed, and he knows what you need too. So don't give up. Know your limits, trust God's care, and allow rest to fuel your work. Lean on the Lord's strength, follow his ways, and take care of yourself. Want some good advice? When you feel like you can't go on, just like Elijah, take a nap, have a snack, and trust God to carry you through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas, ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Flown for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
You can't hunt camels in Arizona, but you can buy them. They go for about $10 a pack. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Grace Community Church, we have Pastor Nate Marsh and Pastor Kenny Lewis joining us this morning. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Anytime. Staying cool. I know it's already, the thermostat's already kicking up out there.
I heard the weather report while we were sitting in the lobby. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, exactly. Well, fortunately, the AC's working good at Grace Community Church.
Yes.
So whatever it's going to be next weekend, it'll be cool and comfortable on the inside.
That's right.
Here.
It's working hard.
Before we do talk about next week, and inviting everyone out for the 250 celebration. Tomorrow we are having a special event at Grace Community Church. I mentioned it a couple times on the show here, but they are having the memorial service to honor the 4 lives that were lost in the tragic plane crash here on May 14th with the Trans-Aero Medevac folks here. But they do want to invite folks to come to the church tomorrow as part of that service and as a community celebrate and grieve together.
It really is. Yeah, it's a community event, and so doors open at 10. The memorial begins at 11. And they want this to be just a community gathering.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would love to have anyone from the community who wants to be a part of that. And they are serving a meal afterwards, and they have tents set up, so there will be shade. But it really is a great opportunity for us to just recognize the lives that were lost.
Absolutely.
And I hope that anyone in our community who's able to can make it. We'd love to have you.
Spend some time here. When this happened, it was like you don't realize how much like 4 souls can the spider web of the impact those people had, and you don't realize it sometimes until something like this happens.
Right.
And like, for instance, my wife and there was a couple other people, they said, when I was medevac, I think that was one of the, and she was so nice, and like they were kind of like, oh my goodness, I think that was one of the people that when I had an issue, and I've heard 2 or 3 people kind of like, I think that's, and they were kind of, and I remember they're very, so it's one of those things. So yes, I think it's great that we have this opportunity as a community to do this. So please, if you feel the need or would like to, come join us. Like I said, doors open at 10, but the service will start about 11, and stick around. I believe they're going to serve lunch afterwards too. So good deal.
Absolutely.
Then join us a week later for a more happier occasion.
That's right. 250 celebration.
Yeah. Of course, I was going to mention earlier, July 4th is Saturday, and we're going to celebrate America. Well, Sunday, the 5th, is the Lord's Day, but we're going to carry that celebration into America at Grace Community Church, and you guys are going to have your normal church service, but this one's going to be turned up to 11 with our 250 and celebrating America incorporated into our faith as well here.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So I'll kind of turn it over. What's on tap for next Sunday here?
Yeah. So We've been excited about this. Several months ago, we were recipients of a grant through the Woodman Life for a brand new flagpole for our American flag.
Perfect.
And we want to just spend some time dedicating that. And so we held off on the dedication just until the 250 celebration. So we're going to do a few different things during our worship service. Of course, there's going to be patriotic music. There's going to be a way where we're going to ask people to pray and specifically be able to write some of those prayers down. And hundreds of those prayers, if not more, will be posted in our lobby as just kind of a memorial.
Gotcha. So put a little, because, prayers are prayers.
Yeah.
But if you can... All right, we're going to make like a prayer bubble chart so we can make the prayer more effective.
Right, yeah. And, when I think
that's how I sort out things in my head.
When I think about the visual and, several hundred prayers being posted all together, people can go by and just see this. And what we're going to do, we're going to spend 40 days. After that point, just really dedicating that prayer back to America.
Nice.
And so that's something to look forward to. But the dedication for the flagpole will be in between both of our worship services. So it will begin around 10:15 in the morning. And it will be out in the courtyard. I know it'll be warming up, but we'll make it.
But by then it won't be the full hot yet,
right?
And we'll keep it relatively. We'll be back inside soon.
Yeah, exactly. And our courtyard has plenty of shade.
Sure. Yes.
So we want to dedicate our new flagpole. Of course, we want to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor Kenny is going to lead us in song. And for the first 100 people who are able to get out there, we're going to have a special bracelet just to kind of commemorate the day.
A collector's memento.
That's right. But it really is a time where we can come together specifically on, the Sunday following July 4th, just to really lift our country and our leaders up in prayer.
Absolutely. And I like that because the flag ceremony is kind of sandwiched between the two services. So if you prefer to attend an early service, stick around afterward or come early and then stay for the later service after.
And I know other churches in our community are doing different things.
Sure.
And, so if it fits, we would love anyone from the community who can just come and be a part of that courtyard.
Absolutely.
Service.
We're all celebrating the same thing.
That's
God
exactly.
in America.
Exactly.
And we're it's we can do that together in a group. And, and that's something that I'm pretty... I'm not native to Roswell. I've been here more of my life here than I have where I grew up in Maryland. But that being said, I'm not native here. But one thing I've always noticed and appreciating, and I appreciate more having not grown up here, is the fact that, the church community, regardless of if your church is on 2nd Street or Main Street or up here or down here or wherever it is, there is that collective where I think the leadership of each of the churches all have a great relationship, and it is very common for we as a community to have multiple churches together, all working in concert for the same thing. And sometimes tragedy has put us in those positions, but not always. Most of the time it's because that's the right thing to do. And I always, and just me growing up where I grew up in DC area and stuff, you don't have that as much. So it's nice to see that. And I think people that have been born and raised here, you're blessed there. And I don't think you realize that's not the case everywhere.
That's right.
So enjoy. So take advantage of that.
Well, on July the 19th, we're hosting a citywide prayer and praise at Grace.
Okay.
And we've been doing that about once a quarter, and it goes from different churches. So I'll invite some of the worship pastors from the other churches, and they'll help me lead worship. And then we'll have the senior pastors come in and read scripture and prayer. So that's exactly what you're talking about. Churches coming together for a common goal, a common cause. It's always amazing.
Absolutely. And I imagine in your own kind of leadership circles, because some churches have folks that, they've been doing this a long time. So there's always that synergy of, you always gather wisdom from your elders kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And so, I'm sure there is a bit of that mentorship a little bit going on amongst the churches too.
Yeah.
So, but big picture here, we'd love to come join us here on July 5th. Please. Come celebrate America with us. If you don't have a church home, this is a great day to learn more about Grace Community Church, obviously. And they're going to have all their best party dress on for that day.
It will probably look a lot like red, white, and blue, I'm sure.
Exactly. And of course, we want to encourage folks, come in your own red, white, and blue. And so we want to make it a sea of red, white, and blue here for everybody here, right. And of course it's good. Without church, there's going to be food and fun. There's going to be a lot of that fun and fellowship, in between the service and prayer. So come and meet your neighbors, meet your family, meet your friends, and things like that. It's much of that as it is. We're the big pictures. We're celebrating God. We're celebrating America, but there's so much more healing and helping that goes on over a cup of coffee and a donut,
Yeah. I love it when a community can come together for those things. So,
Absolutely. If folks have more information about or want more information about this, I know we can always go, the Grace Community Church has your Facebook page. You can always follow, and get information there. You can go to the Grace Community website, which I always just Google. What's the actual web address?
RoswellGrace.com.
There you go. You can easily Google Grace Community Church Roswell, and it's the first
We'll pop up.
That's usually what I do.
Yeah, that works.
And but while we got you here, just outside of our big event next Sunday here, just kind of give folks the rundown of your typical week at the church. If for folks looking for a church home, just some of the things and services that you guys offer for folks.
Yeah, well, I can always talk, but Pastor Kenny is our worship pastor, so I would love for him.
This is his
area. They just give me a 30-minute slot once a week. So I'd love for him to just kind of share what happens on a typical Sunday morning.
Yeah. So typically we start. I pick music typically a week or two in advance.
Okay.
So we prepare. The bands come together on Thursday night, bands and praise team and our tech team, and we do a full run through. And then we get there early Sunday morning, do the same thing. So we want to make sure that what we do is honoring, it's excellent, and is not a distraction.
Sure.
So yeah, I love our worship teams. I'm from Houston originally. This is the smallest town I've lived in. I love it. I've told people I will never move back to a town like Houston.
You probably laugh when people complain about traffic, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But
were you on Main Street? It took me 10 minutes to get from one end to the other.
I've been here almost 9 years now, and so I start to complain about traffic, too.
It does,
Well, they say, I got to go all the way to Walmart. Well, that's 10 minutes, Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is why the delivery business makes the millions of dollars it does.
Yeah, exactly. But no, we've got a lot of things every week. Every day of the week, we have things going on. We have a Celebrate Recovery group that meets on Friday night.
Yeah. You guys host. I mean, yes, your church home and you have your church thing, but you do allow your facilities to offer a lot of other groups that do good work for the community to set up shop and call their place home.
Almost every day of the week, we've got something in there.
Yeah. I know you used to host the VFW guys too, but they have grown and found their own place now too. But I think they were home there for a couple of years there too.
Yep.
So
I remember the meeting.
Yeah. So but as far as like with children's services, talk a little bit about some of that stuff for the stuff that doesn't happen on Sundays. For the rest of the week, kind of the family side of the church, I guess you could say.
Yeah. So we just moved into a family ministry model.
Okay.
We have a newer children's pastor, youth pastor, and we also have a family pastor, and they really head up everything next generation.
Okay.
They just got back from camp. They're doing swim days. People with families, especially with families with kids who are either students or children.
Sure.
Will always have things to do. From the very plant of Grace Community Church, when Rick Hale was here, the mission has always been to help people find and fulfill God's purpose for their lives. And so that's what we do. And we have a lot of fun doing it. But we have, large church, but we have small groups that meet all throughout the week. I think we currently have over 30 small groups that run, not only in our facility, but also sometimes in folks' homes. And you're right. I think one of our desires has been, especially over the last few years, is we see our building as a way for the community to be able to use that. And so we do have a lot of groups that come in and use, and we just feel like it's a blessing to be able to give back to our community in that way, to allow them to use our beautiful facility.
And this is something that, I've always admired, and obviously this started long before you guys with Pastor Rick. Rick, but it's always, like you said, a large church, but it doesn't have a large church feel, if that makes sense, because and coming from Houston, you probably see this way more than here. You can literally get into a church. It's like college. If there's a difference between going to class at UNM versus ENMUR, there's like 20 people in here and 300 in one of these.
Right.
And churches can get that way too. And And sometimes it's hard to serve the flock when it's that big, and you can get lost in the. And Grace Community Church has always been able to juggle that. Well, now you're not Houston mega church numbers and all that, but to have a big congregation on Sunday and still keep it where there's Joe, there's Sue, there's Bob, there's, you know what I mean? And so I've always admired that's something that Grace has always been able to kind of juggle both there a little bit.
I love that kind of connectability when people come in for the very first time. They're family, and that's we use that terminology a lot, but we mean it. And so we're a large family, but we love to be able to just connect people in. And
Absolutely.
It's so neat, like what you said, when someone comes in for the very first time, they're like, oh, there's Sue or there's Bob, or and next thing you know, they're sitting together in an aisle, and it's a wonderful thing.
Sure,
so.
Absolutely. So if you've never been, or maybe it's been a while, and you're come home, come on down, and come this Sunday. You don't have to wait till next Sunday.
Right.
Come out this Sunday.
We are having worship this Sunday too.
Yeah. Sorry, we're taking this Sunday off to. It's not like the furniture store.
Right.
We're going to be closed Friday and Saturday, but Sunday we're going to. Not doing that.
Well, and one of the great things that Pastor Nate's been doing for the past couple of months is that at the end of the service, he and some of us other pastors, we are down at front. We want to meet new people. We want new people to get to come to be able to talk to us, to get to know us, introduce ourselves. So
Absolutely.
that's been really cool.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, imagine you guys have, because you got big shoes to fill, and I imagine a lot of people are like you're not Rick. I know, but we spent a lot of time with Rick. We know Rick.
I was so pleased though, not only with just the church, but with Roswell in general, because Rick was loved. And I knew what it would be potentially like to step in.
Sure.
Because those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And I'm just thankful to the community as a whole, because really they have accepted me pretty well.
Okay.
If you haven't, please don't write in. I don't want to hear that. But no, I've been here for a little over 2 years, and my family and I, we really feel at home.
Yeah.
So.
Well, now you got your roots are getting set now
absolutely.
Here. But this kind of reminds me of I've done this show since 2015, but for this company I work for, we have a Artesia stations, and that's where kind of the main. So for 8 years I did the morning show in Artesia there, and during that time, and you've been here long enough to know how football in Artesia and how that works down there. And so for many years, they had a man named Jim Wilburn that was the voice of the Bulldogs. And for many years, he was a former teacher. He coached basketball for them, and he did the morning show. But then he was the voice of the Bulldogs, and he had his catchphrase, and that, my friends, is another Bulldog. And, he's like Harry Carey, Howard Cosell, you name it. He was that for Artesia. Well, he retired, moved to Lubbock. So me and my boss, Gene, get to take over the next year for Artesia Bulldogs. And that was a down year for the team, and they didn't make the playoffs. Oh, my gosh.
Did they blame you?
Oh, yeah. We were blamed. We were not Jim. Put it this way, for one season, I was a part of that. The rest of the year, I'm back here pushing buttons. So I know what you're going through.
Well, Nate's done a phenomenal job of coming in. Nate is an incredible leader, just like Rick was.
Absolutely.
So it's been great.
Absolutely.
I love Nate and his family. I'm so happy he's our senior pastor. I not just because he's sitting here, but it's true. He's got so much experience.
Well, and you can see the proofs in the church.
Absolutely.
Because let's face it. When you think of a man of Rick's stature leaves, you're thinking there might be a gap in the line here a little bit. And there hasn't been.
And I had to follow Mary Hale, his wife, for the music. So there were definitely some big shoes for us to fill.
Yeah, you heard a thing or two about a thing or two from time to time.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's but Church Grace. The one thing about Grace that brought me to Grace was not only there's so much talent there for a musician, but Grace is really what that church is all about. Yeah. It's about loving. You walk in the door, I guarantee you can't get to your seat without somebody smiling to you and welcoming you. I guarantee it won't happen. Yeah. So it's just a great church.
Now people are going to try on Sunday. People
try all the time and they can't do it. They can't make it.
Can't happen.
Yeah. I'm going to be preaching and everyone's going to have a mean looking face.
That's right.
What happened?
It's like ice cream. You can't be mad when ice cream comes.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
Exactly.
But folks, please join us July 5th. For our America's 250 celebration service. There'll be the 2 normal service times, but everything's expanded. And of course, in between, we'll have the dedication of the new flagpole that's been kind of years in the coming here. Yeah. And we'll finally, officially, welcome it to the thing. And it'd be kind of neat. Maybe some of those kids that'll be out there on Sunday 20, 30 years from now, and maybe we need to replace it again. I don't know. or whatever it is. I remember. Yeah, I don't know what the shelf life is on a flagpole. But
and we are hosting We the Messengers tonight. We have a concert for We the Messengers.
Okay.
So if you love Christian music, that's going to be great.
Absolutely. And what time does that start?
That starts at 7. Tickets. Okay. The doors open at 6 and 6:30, depending on the ticket you buy. Okay. There's still tickets available, so
probably best to go online to get those. Or you can probably come by the church.
Get them at the door tonight if
and
you want to.
Get them at the door, but. I'm one of those people you always get worried. Oh, they're going to let me in. It's going to be full. Get your tickets in advance. You don't have to worry about it.
There you go.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
That.
And, of course, don't forget tomorrow is the memorial service for the medevac folks. That's 10 a.m. doors open, 11 a.m. for the service. And join the community, and the entire community is invited to Grace Community Church, 935 Mescalero?
Yes.
I did off the top of my head, so it was Mescalero.
You did great.
Numbers.
That was it.
On Mescalero there, and come join us as we honor those 4 souls we lost and celebrate their lives. And,
yes, please.
And then, of course, come on down Sunday for normal church services, and then we'll do our big 250 celebration 1 week from next Sunday.
Yeah, 9 and 10:45. They're identical, so we'd love to have you.
Absolutely. Is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to cover? Anything that we just sidebarred or skipped over?
I think you did a good job.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Yeah. You guys did good, too.
We appreciate that.
But hey, maybe you can start a comedy duo. I'm just saying, there's, you always got to come up with new ways to get people to come see that.
That's true.
Come July 5th, you'll never know what you're going to see. So.
Could be a duet. We can do a Laurel and Hardy thing going on here. Who's on first? Work on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, it is 8:38. Let us pause for news and commercial break and all that. Don't go away.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The search for survivors goes on in Venezuela, earthquake-ravaged country that it is. Death toll, at least 589. Some 3,000 people injured, thousands more still missing. Secretary of State Rubio says the U.S. is sending help, including expert personnel. The Pentagon dispatching a pair of naval vessels and a couple of aircraft to Venezuela. Despite Iran's drone attack on a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz, President Trump says the strategic waterway is open, and he says Iran very badly wants to make a deal with the U.S. The Texas State Board of Education is set to vote on a required reading list for more than 5 million public school students and includes stories and passages from the Bible. The board gave preliminary approval to that list earlier this week, and the final vote is to take place later in the day today. More details, SRNnews.com.
Now, time for another Otis Advisory.
Maybe over the last 4 years or so, you've considered selling your testicles because, well, you just didn't need them anymore. Wasn't really a thing in woke-up America. But hold off on that because there's an orange sunrise coming. A new president means man business is back in style. Men are even opening car doors again. Well, hell yeah, how do you think they get inside? Guys are even out changing flat tires, whether they're flat or not, just for a way to get dirty. Something is working. Lab-grown meat is going away, and pom-poms on gym socks are coming back. Adorable. Stud Finders family rebuilding centers are springing up everywhere. Shrunken heads are going back on rear-view mirrors, and moms are ironing patches on jeans again. God Bless America is no longer hate speech, and we're finally back to just 2 genders. So you'll just have to make do with whatever came in your shorts on day 1. No fudging around. Big Orange is also suspending the 5-second rule. So anything you can get away with doing in 5 seconds or less is fair game. Even the false positive is being eliminated since, well, that's stupid anyway. Now, you won't read about any of this in the Biden library, mainly because there is no Biden library. So stop asking. This is your Uncle Otis, formerly a false and dangerous narrative. I'll see you at the Peace March.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon highs. A very slim chance of a late-day thunderstorm. Overnight, some clouds and maybe a shower in the evening. We're in the upper 60s. More hot weather coming up on Saturday. Sunny through the day and a little bit windy, about 105 on the high. We're between 100 and 104 for the highs on Sunday. Looks like we'll stay sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning, I'm John Terrett. It was a whipsaw kind of day on Wall Street yesterday with Micron soaring and Apple declining. However, the big tech hyperscalers were all lower on Thursday at the NASDAQ as doubts creep in again about their AI spending. So the Dow was in the green, the NASDAQ in the red with every Mag 7 name lower, the NASDAQ 100 in the green, and the S&P 500 unchanged. Oil prices rose again yesterday after an Iranian attack on a Singaporean ship in the Strait of Hormuz. The data was gargantuan. Weekly jobless numbers dropped more than expected. PCE inflation was more than expected at a 3-year high. U.S. GDP in the first quarter rose 2.1% annual clip, and despite everything, data shows the U.S. consumer keeps on spending. Apple was down 6% after a price increase. SanDisk, a data and storage device maker, up 22% following Micron's earnings report. Chipmaker Qualcomm up 4% on a growth forecast. Darden Restaurants, home to Olive Garden, Ruth's Chris, and Longhorn, posted higher sales but warned of slower growth. And the multinational German-owned chemical company Bayer was up 17% after the Supreme Court ruled that there is no evidence its weed killer Roundup causes cancer. That decision likely to determine the outcome of thousands of cases that claim that it actually does. With business, I'm John Terrett.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Summer heat in New Mexico can affect more than just your skin. Artesia General Hospital and board-certified urologist Dr. Michael C. Speck, MD, remind you, protect your urinary health while traveling and enjoying the outdoors. Stay well hydrated to prevent kidney stones and urinary tract infections, which become more common in hot weather. Drink plenty of water, limit caffeine and alcohol, and empty your bladder regularly. Wear loose, breathable clothing and practice good hygiene during long road trips or outdoor adventures. If you're experiencing pain during urination, back pain, or blood in urine, don't wait. Seek care early. Dr. Michael C. Speck specializes in kidney stones, prostate health, men's wellness, and more, right here in Artesia. For expert urology care close to home, trust Artesia General Hospital. Artesia General Hospital. Healthy summers start here with Dr. Michael C. Speck.
It's almost time for the 90th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, July the 31st to August the 8th in Lovington, New Mexico. And get ready for the hottest entertainment in the Southwest. July 31st, the Hispanic Heritage Celebration with Mi Banda El Mexicano and Chiquis Rivera. August the 4th, after PRCA Extreme Bulls, it's the Logan Ryan Band and Baker Blankenship. Wednesday, August the 5th, Faith and Family Night with Crowder. August the 6th, Tough Enough to Wear Pink with Ernest. August the 7th, celebrate America's heroes with John Morgan and Chase Wright. August the 8th, Volunteer Appreciation Night featuring Old Dominion. The Lee County Fair and Rodeo, July the 31st through August the 8th in Lovington, New Mexico. For tickets and info, go to leecountyfair.net. Hats off to 90 years.
Amy's Fireworks is ready to help you have the brightest and most explosive Independence Day celebration ever. A wide selection of reloadable mortars, including the huge 5-inch canister shells, sparklers, Roman candles, fountains, firecrackers, rockets, parachutes. Amy's Fireworks family packs start from just $8. Shop in air-conditioned comfort at Amy's Fireworks. 1501 East 2nd Street, Roswell. Also in Artesia and Carlsbad.
Se habla español.
Serving you since 1980, Amy's Fireworks.
Do you have missing teeth or would like them replaced? If you think dental implants are not affordable, think again. At Maupin and Brown Dentistry, their goal has always been to provide the highest quality dentistry in a state-of-the-art office at a reasonable price. They routinely treat patients that have traveled out of town for a consultation but cannot afford the treatment quoted. If this sounds like your story, come in today. As one of New Mexico's largest users of the world-class Nobel implants, they're able to purchase in volume and pass the savings on to you. So if you're missing a tooth or have loose dentures, call today for a free evaluation, which includes a free 3D x-ray. You'll be given treatment options and an honest evaluation with no hard sell, no arm twisting. But don't take our word for it. Just ask one of the thousands of patients they've treated. Maupin and Brown Dentistry, your choice for experienced, affordable, state-of-the-art dentistry. Call 627-0141 or visit maupinbrown.com.
This month, Roswell Nissan gives you zero.
Wait, what?
The 0% event is on now at Roswell Nissan with $3,500 off or 0% for up to 60 months on 2026 Rogue, Frontier, and Pathfinder. And $4,000 off or 0% for up to 60 months on 2026 Murano. And Roswell Nissan wants to buy your vehicle. So now's the time to trade in and trade up. But 0% won't last, so act fast. The 0% event on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:48. Got a few minutes here before news at the top of the hour. Hey, if you're missing your Rib Crib barbecue, well, good news. If you haven't heard, Rib Crib is back. The grand reopening has happened. They are back open on here in Roswell on Main Street and smoking the good stuff. They got it all. Come out and celebrate their grand reopening with all of your favorites. Their hickory smoked St. Louis ribs, tender pulled pork. We'll try one of their stack sandwiches, their loaded sides, and more fresh off the smoker and ready for you whenever you're ready for dining or carry out. Just come on by. Rib Crib is now back open. Come and savor the good stuff. They've been doing it since 1992. But, yeah, they're open and back, and we're all happy to hear that. So get your barbecue fix on now over at Rib Crib. Hey, I watched a couple days early this week. I started watching. And if you listen to the show, you know I love like those alone shows, the wilderness survival shows. Naked and Afraid, I'll watch some of that, but it's like, I don't know. That one I don't get into as much. But Alone, I really liked. I loved way back in the day, Survivor Man with Les Stroud back when he had his show, and he was my favorite. Like Bear Grylls. I'm not a Bear Grylls guy. I think Bear Grylls is kind of a... I'm not saying he's got skills. He probably do way better than most in the woods. But, you know, like his whole deal was not like Les Stroud. Like Les Stroud was like the real deal guy. You know, like he was by himself, like his own camera crew. Like he was legit by himself. You know, or Bear Grylls, like I think rumors started coming that he never actually stayed the night in those places and all that kind of stuff. And so I never really got into Bear Grylls, but Les Stroud I did for a minute there, till he started going into he started turning into from Survivor Man to like Bigfoot Hunter or something. I don't know, and it just didn't get as interesting for me. But anyway, I like those shows, and there was the show Alone. I like that one, and every time a new season of that shows up on History Channel, I'll catch it. I think most of those are on Hulu. I believe all their shows are on Hulu. But if you have Netflix, they have a show, and there's a couple seasons out now, and they just put out a new season. That's why I've been watching it. But it's called Outlast, I believe is the name of it. And I know they got, I think it's the third season that's up there now. And it's kind of like, it's like an amalgamation of Survivor, Big Brother, and like just your atypical, I mean, kind of Survivor, but more primitive than Survivor. Like, I haven't watched Survivor in about, I don't know, it's been about 10 years since I watched Survivor, but you know, it was getting more, that show started, at least back then, started turning less about the survival and more about the immunity challenges and all that stuff. And so I think I started bailing. But this show kind of really sticks to the Survivor side of it, but it gets kind of cutthroat, which it kind of makes you mad, or, you know, it makes you feel away, because that's what the show does. But it's kind of a neat little twist that I kind of dug, and it was a little tamer the first season of it, but this last season they're getting a little more cutthroat. And so the premise is they basically, you end up in these 3 different teams, and I think it varies from season to season. But the premise is you got to be on a team, and the team you can move from team to team. You can get kicked off a team, but if you get kicked off a team, you have 24 hours to get on another team, or you have to exit the game. Flare out's what they call it. And then there's advantages and disadvantages of the team. But at the end of the day, only one team's going to remain, and whoever's left on this team splits $1 million. And that's basically the premise of how the game works. And so they have to survive. Now, I think the show's evolved over whatever the third season we're in. So this latest season, and they do different environments, and this latest season is the jungle, rainforest. And so they have 3 different teams, and how they pick the teams was they're like, okay, if you want to go to the fire camp, this camp has the stuff you need to make fire. If you want to go to the shelter camp, it's got the tarps and what have you to tarps. Or you can go to the hunting camp, and it's got bows and all the stuff you need to hunt. I think they give you some knives and some bows, and I don't think they give you fishing gear. I don't remember. But anyway, so they basically, the people just said, and so they kind of melted out to where, and how it ended up was like 5 went to one, 5 went to another, and 6 went to another one. And then as soon as they get there, they find out, one's gonna have to go. But anyway, so each camp kind of has an advantage. Now, other than that, the rules are pretty open. Like, you can steal, you can do whatever you got to do to get supplies, short of probably physical violence, I would imagine. That there's a line there. But, you know, and this season, it gets kind of cutthroat. And I'm not going to lie, I got the last 2 episodes left. I'm going to try to catch them, if not today, at some point this weekend. And it's, I don't know, I'm into it. It's like when I watched Survivor way back and I liked it, and before it got really just in more of a popularity contest than a survival contest, this still has the survival element. Like, you can't survive out there without the skills. You just can't. You can't make a fire if you don't know, because if you got a feral rod, any really basic idiot can make a fire if you got any kind of sense. But if you don't, that's when it gets tricky, and so you got to have those skills to do it. And I don't care what you say. Anybody that's tried to start a fire with the friction method and the bow and the wood, and that is so hard. It is so hard. I did it as a teenager once, and it took me days, and I got it, and I ain't tried it since. There are other ways that if you have other things that are, like, for instance, magnifying is a great way to do it, and actually that's where I was kind of proud of one of the groups, because they were trying with the bow and friction, not getting that fire going for days, and finally they had a set of binoculars. I guess that's part of their gear, is that they had a set of binoculars. And someone finally figured out, what if I unscrew the binoculars and I use it as a magnifier, and voila, fire happened. So they always like to go to the bow thing, but in practical terms, it is the hardest of all to start fires. But anyway, the show's really good. And I really like the way that they do now and the personalities is what because you get, and they're all relatively competent in survival skills. Like, not all of them are. Some of them are like, this is what they do. Like, if you ever watch the show Alone on pretty much, the first season it wasn't like that, but now they're like 10 or 11 seasons or how many seasons are in. Every one of those competitors are like borderline professional survivalists, outdoorists. Like, their whole life is this stuff. And so on this show, it's not necessarily like that. Like, most of them are pretty competent, but then some are just like avid hunters, or like one guy's a gator wrangler, like he did gator, and so, but he's very resourceful. And then you have a few out there that they're, they wilderness survival. That's their thing. They, making fires out of things, not matches, or finding water in unique ways, obtaining food and building shelters, all that stuff. They're good at that. And so you have, and that's where the team dynamic gets kind of neat, and the personalities. And then they go to jump from camp, and sometimes because there's the greedy factor. It's like, no, we don't want no more people, because that's another slice of the $1 million. But then sometimes you take from you add to yours to take from someone else, and so that whole dynamic of playing chess on that is kind of cool on that show, and I kind of liked it. I'm trying to think. I think it's the third season, and what it is like all the camps are like within close of each other. Like depending on the season, one you had to walk a lot. This year they look like they're relatively close. The camps and all, they're all like the same beach. Where there's been in years where they had to actually like have some kind of water or walk around a massive body of water to get to the other side. And so, but it's a really good show, and it's called Outlast, and it's on Netflix. And like I said, the new season just came out like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And but I think it's the third season. So if you haven't watched any of it, you got a weekend binge to watch on that. The other thing I'm kind of, and I was just telling Paul about this earlier in the show, I'm kind of excited about is the show The Bear. If y'all been watching that on FX, the last season premiered on FX last night, and it's a really good show. It's like, from what I'm told by people that like are chefs and do that kind of work, they said this is like the most accurate of what life in the kitchen's kind of like, is what I've been told. But anyway, the show's very strong with the family dynamic, and it's a messed up family, at the end of the day. And so as the seasons progress, you kind of fall into the pit that what this family is, and why they are the way they are, and who happens and why begat whom to this, and it kind of peeling the layers of that onion. And so that's the final season of the show, and it's a really good show. But if you're a fan of the show, and I don't know, this might be I'm old person just realizing this. Like, I was figuring they're going to put it up because it's on FX Live episodically, and they put the first 2 episodes up last night. And so I'm figuring, well, I'll catch them on Hulu, but they'll only be the 2 first episodes, which normally, not them. That the entire final season of The Bear is now on Hulu. If you don't have to wait for 2 months from now or wherever the season ends, it's up there right now, and I'm like, huh. So now I got a whole nother season of a thing. And I try to get my wife into that show, but now that I have the whole season, I might just, because I was thinking, well, it's going to drag out a while, and I'm going to have to, but no, maybe not, because it's a really good show, and I don't know how it ends. But I'd love to get my wife in it, but she's like 4 seasons behind, and I don't want to watch through 4 seasons to get to the final season again. So I don't know. I might be selfish on this one. Or watch ahead and then check it out later. But anyway. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News is coming up next. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society join us, and Peter Reddick, documentarian, and talking about their big baseball event and all that coming up next hour. So stay tuned for that. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton is pleading guilty to illegally retaining classified information. Bolton pleading guilty to a single count out of 18. The frequent critic of President Trump has a plea deal with federal prosecutors, one that could help him to avoid prison time. The world is rushing aid to Venezuela. Crews continue their desperate search for earthquake survivors amid mountains of debris. Secretary of State Rubio says the U.S. is involved in the relief and recovery.
We're already deploying search and rescue teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles. There'll be some others we'll add. That's their most immediate need right now is search and rescue efforts. They have a much of collapsed buildings, and so they'll need a lot of help in terms of digging through that. The airport there is badly damaged, so we'll have to rely on the Department of War to deploy assets there.
The Pentagon dispatching naval vessels and aircraft. The death toll, at least 589, with several thousand people injured, thousands more still unaccounted for. The strait is open, the words of President Trump referring to the Strait of Hormuz, where Iran sent a drone after a cargo ship. At the same time, the chief UN nuclear inspector, Rafael Grossi, says his people have been trying to arrange an inspection regimen with Tehran.
We have barely initiated conversations with Iran so as to determine what are the modalities. And by modalities, we refer to frequency, places to be visited, and so on.
Little progress so far, according to Grossi. A Supreme Court ruling on birthright citizenship could be just around the corner. The High Court will be issuing more rulings on Monday. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is down about 4 points, the Nasdaq off 39, and the S&P 1 point in the red. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Here's something nobody tells you about owning a home. While you
Everybody
were at work,
wants cheap airfare,
but
where do you
went
find
up,
it?
You paid down
You call
principal.
low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
In Russia.
The Russian Defense Ministry says it's intercepted 660 Ukrainian drones overnight over 12 Russian regions, as well as the illegally annexed Crimea, the Azov, and the Black Sea. It appears to be one of the biggest drone attacks on Russian regions and the annexed Crimea since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in recent months. Ukraine stepped up its aerial campaign against Russian military installations and energy facilities. Its success has caused fuel shortages and disrupted army supply lines, stalling Moscow's war efforts after more than 4 years of fighting. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
NATO's deputy commander says he wants a summit in Turkey to encourage member countries to spend more on defense and support Ukraine. Says a meeting will be a test of the alliance's unity. News and analysis, townhall.com. A man convicted of a horrific crime against a city lawmaker in South Central Virginia, sentenced to 40 years in prison.
Shotzi Buck Hayes pleaded guilty in April to 1 count each of attempted first-degree murder and aggravated malicious wounding in the 2025 attack on Lee Vogler. Witnesses say Buck Hayes walked into Vogler's Danville office with a bucket of gasoline, doused him, chased him from the building, and set him ablaze. Vogler suffered burns over 60% of his body. Vogler made an emotional statement about how the attack had altered his life. Buck Hayes also spoke, repeating that he was motivated by an alleged affair between Vogler and Buck Hayes' wife. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Carlos Mendoza fired as manager of the underperforming New York Mets, replaced by Andy Green. New York 34-47 following a 6-game losing streak, 15 games behind NL leading Atlanta. More on these stories. Town Hall.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder.
and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3. Again, I got to do my own Trace Inviernos this morning. Sean and Jocelyn are out of town for they're off to go see a concert this weekend out of town. So they will be back with us on Monday. But I'm holding down the fort with Paul on the computers in the other room there, holding down the computer side of things. But happy Friday, everybody. Hope all of you are having a wonderful Friday thus far. It is Friday, right? I mean, it's the weekend. You got everything going on, and it's going to be hot. Lots going on here, of course. Tomorrow, if you're just tuning in or hadn't heard, we talked tomorrow at Grace Community Church. They are having the memorial service for the 4 trans-Aerovac souls that we lost on the plane crash back on May 14th. They're having the service at Grace Community Church tomorrow at 11 a.m. Doors will open at 10, and they would love for the community to come out and be a part of this. I believe they are going to be serving lunch afterwards, but they really would like to have the community come out and as we honor those 4 folks and celebrate their life and obviously mourn their loss. But that'll be tomorrow at Grace Community Church. But then next week we kind of get into the busy week of UFO Festival, 4th of July, and all the stuff going on. So it's kind of it's like the calm before the storm kind of weekend here, where everyone's kind of getting ready because next week we're kind of on the big stage here with everything, with not only the 4th, but our UFO Festival and all. It's just a busy week here, Galacticon, all the things going on next week, and then Saturday with 4th of July and fireworks and everything. And this city's going to be doing out at Cielo Grande. It's going to be a busy week next week here. So some folks might use this weekend to be the breather, the calm before things get busy next week. There's something I got to mention here, and I believe it or not, I try to limit my talk of my fandom for my Washington Commanders football team, because I know I am clearly in the minority around here about this and all that. But I got to mention this because lately this has been in the national NFL news here over the last weeks, really. And the more it's been going on, the more head scratching I've been doing on this, and it's highly involves the Commanders. So I got to bring it up because so for the folks who don't know, and for NFL fans, you probably know this, but the San Francisco 49ers have a wide receiver named Brandon Ayuk who. It was a stud receiver for them who blew out his knee, and they had the ACL surgery, and then he didn't do the rehab the way they wanted. Anyway, the team and Brandon are at odds. They claim he's healthy, but he's basically he's refusing to show up. They've already pulled his money. Anyway, he's dead man walking for the San Francisco 49ers. He's not going to play for them again. His contract is pretty much untradeable. Because he's got like 1 year left on it, and it's very absorbent, and he's coming off an injury, and there's no one who's going to absorb that. So they can't trade him. He only wants to go to one team, the Washington Commanders. And here's why. Jaden Daniels, our starting quarterback, was his quarterback when he was at Arizona State, and they're boys. They're best friends. They're like, Jaden Daniels apparently has a lot of best friends, because I heard the same thing about Malik over in the Giants when he was there. Our Rashad White, our current former Titans running back, now with the Commanders. All of them played for Arizona State, or what's his name played for him at LSU, neighbor Malik. But anyway, there's the whole thing, and so, but here's where it's getting weird: is Brandon Ayuk has literally been on social media for the last 3 weeks to a month. I don't know how long it's been now, posting these weird messages. And they started out very cryptic at first, like he's like just doing it, and people that follow this all day are just gobbling this stuff up, and it's like a big mental health bubble that just goes around with these folks and these fans and all this, and it's pretty. But as this is going on, Brandon Houck's been, and at first he was cryptic about it. Now he's just flat out wearing Commanders hats and telling them to cut him, and he said, I'll go sign with the Commanders tomorrow. By the way, I'm not sure if the Commanders are on board with all this, by the way. There's nothing's been said one way or the other. Most people think they will, because the general manager for the Washington Commanders was a former assistant general manager with the 49ers and was in the room when they drafted Ayuk. He has a history with Ayuk. He knows Ayuk. And so many people think he'll get the best out. I don't buy any of this, by the way. And at this point, as a fan, if you asked me a month ago, sure, I'll take Ayuk. I'll put him, they release him. We'll pay him, offer him a 1-year, $10 million jobber, prove it kind of deal. And if he turns to the Brandon Houck old, amazing. We're going to have a great year. If not, oh, well, we move on. We'll go back to square one. I'm no big deal. But after all this is going on and how he's kind of being, and people are like, well, this is a character. Okay, whatever. All I know is he's the one putting this out there, and if that's how you choose to handle your business, so be it. I don't know if I want that in my room. I don't need that kind of drama, is all I'm saying. And so I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's I don't know. And at this point, I don't know if I want the guy. I'm like, do I want the headache that comes with? I mean, if in a perfect world and he comes in and he's this savior of everything or whatever, the missing piece, fine, then great. But I don't know if that gamble's worth it on this one. So I've been watching and waiting. Part of me says there's, what's his name out there? He's from D.C. I can't remember his dang name right now. But anyway, he's available, and let's go get that guy on a 1-year deal, too. He's less drama. Weirdly enough. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it is. All right, let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. I'm done talking about my Commanders now. I just keep seeing more on there, and the more I see it, the more like, what is going on here? So I had to spew. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather and all that here in just a minute. And then we're going to be joined here in just a few minutes. Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico is going to join us. Also joining her will be historian, documentarian Peter Reddick, and he is created Roswell Where. It's a documentary about the Little League World Series, Hondo World Series championship team. And so this is all leading up to the 70th anniversary of the 1956 Lions Hondo Little League World Series championship team. They're going to have an event in August 15th, and we're going to have of course, Peter there and his documentary about the team. Also, we're going to have Dewey and his book will be there, and they're going to have it's all going to be out at the Hondo Lions ball field there on Sunset. So we're going to talk with Amy and Peter here in just a bit, all about his documentary, and then, of course, about the event here on August 15th as well. Later on the hour, we'll get you up to date on the news of the local variety, and actually it's the national variety, I apologize, Wall Street Business Update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do that, let's take a gander at your weather. We got definitely got the hot. We might get a little rain, but definitely got the hot.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon highs. A very slim chance of a late-day thunderstorm. Overnight, some clouds and maybe a shower in the evening. We're in the upper 60s. More hot weather coming up on Saturday. Sunny through the day and a little bit windy, about 105 on the high. We're between 100 and 104 for the highs on Sunday. Looks like we'll stay sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 82 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 41%. Winds currently out of the southwest at 3 miles per hour. As Steve mentioned, we do have a slight chance. There's like a 20% chance we could see some rain after 3 today. Otherwise, just sunny and hot. 101, so, I mean, in the scope of things, I mean, it's hot, but I think it's like 104, 105, so I don't know. Does it matter at this point? 101, north winds 5 to 10. Shifting to the south this afternoon. 20% chance of showers for tonight as well, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 70. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, turning up the thermostat, sunny and hot, 104. But it's going to get a little breezy for the afternoon. West winds 5 to 10 in the morning. but shifting to the south, increase in 15 to 20 for the afternoon. So might have the old school salon hair dryer feel outside tomorrow afternoon. We'll see. Saturday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 71 degrees, south winds 10 to 15. Sunday, sunny and hot with a high of 103, southwest winds 5 to 15. And then next week, 100 and sunny on Monday. And then there's rain chances Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but like 20-30% variety. So I know especially as we get to like Thursday next week, people are like, rain? What are you talking about, rain? When rain, we got a thing, then rain. They're only saying like 20% right now. So, and it's New Mexico. What happens? I don't know. We'll see. But I'm never discouraging rain. I know we got big events, but we need rain. So we got to work that out. All right. It is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's pause for a 3-minute break here, and then we will talk with the folks from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hey Roswell, celebrate America's 250th birthday with massive savings and more for your trade during the Red, White, and Blue Book sales event at Roswell Ford. Actually, we really don't need a Blue Book. We need your trade, and we need it right now. We'll do whatever it takes to terminate your current loan or lease, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Plus, this is the final week to get employee pricing for all. You heard right. This is your last chance to pay what we pay on our entire lineup of new Fords. So there's never been a better time to trade and upgrade to a new Ford and get massive savings. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Hurry in for massive savings, more for your trade, and employee pricing for all. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. Employee pricing excludes Raptor Series 2026 Super Duties, Lariat Package and Up, 2025 and 2026 Transit Wagon, standard exclusions, and final pay units.
Do you have missing teeth or would like them replaced? If you think dental implants are not affordable, think again. At Maupin & Brown Dentistry, their goal has always been to provide the highest quality dentistry in a state-of-the-art office at a reasonable price. They routinely treat patients that have traveled out of town for a consultation but cannot afford the treatment quoted. Now, if this sounds like your story, come in today. As one of New Mexico's largest users of the world-class Nobel brand implants, they're able to purchase in volume and pass the savings on to you.
So, if you're missing a tooth or have loose dentures, call today for a free evaluation, which includes a free 3D x-ray. You'll be given treatment options with an honest evaluation with no hard sell or arm twisting. But don't take our word for it. Just ask one of the thousands of patients they've treated. Maupin & Brown Dentistry, your choice for experienced, affordable, state-of-the-art dentistry. Call 627-0141 or visit maupinbrown.com.
Get a built-in look with a Whirlpool flush mount dishwasher that installs flush with the surrounding cabinets at Bush Appliance in Roswell. A third rack provides space for silverware and hard-to-fit utensils. Plus, this dishwasher meets ADA standards for acceptable design. Shop Whirlpool dishwashers today at Bush Appliance in Roswell. Who you gonna call? Bush Appliance. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390.
Roswell Tire and Appliance will beat Home Depot prices on appliances, and they will beat discount tire prices on tires. It's not complicated. It's not difficult. Listen one more time. Roswell Tire and Appliance will beat Home Depot prices, and they will beat discount tire prices. Come into the store for all the details.
This is why the Maloney of Roswell Tire and Appliance inviting you to shop local and save.
They'll beat Home Depot prices, and they'll beat discount tire prices. 101 South Main. Call 575-213-1362 or go online at RoswellTireandAppliance.com.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh-Tejas back with us. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
And we also have a historian, documentarian, filmmaker. I guess all the above, all those qualify here. Peter Reddick. Am I saying that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I was like, I think, but some people are like, no, it's Reddick. Reddick there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Of course, this is kind of a busy time right now with, next week we got the of course, 4th of July, celebrating 250. It's kind of a big one. UFO Festival on the heels of that here. But really what we're kind of talking about here, kind of ties into some of this, but also kind of carries on after here too. And because as much as we talk about, the 4th of July and celebration, baseball is very much a big part of the fabric of Roswell, and obviously you and I and various other people have talked on this show, multiple times about our famous 1956 Hondo Little League World Series championship team, and the part that I think people don't get so much is it's like they won the Little League World Series, but it was literally the underdog story. It's like the Bad News Bears, or that's not even apropos. It's like the movie Cool Runnings. You ever seen the movie Cool Runnings with the Jamaican bobsled team? Right. It's kind of like that, but baseball. Is that a pretty good?
I would say so.
Yeah,
I agree.
And so I imagine, is that what kind of inspired you to do this film, Peter? Kind of give your what said, I want to make a film about baseball in Roswell here.
Well, ultimately, I love history.
Okay.
And I love sports. And I was working on another documentary with the Historical Society.
Okay.
And on the history of Roswell. And then I was approached about this one, and I just couldn't turn it down.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. And it was just, so are you a baseball fan? Like growing up, and were you always watching games or going to or playing?
I was raised on the Dodgers by my grandmother.
You make it sound like it's a crime. It's okay. My grandma was a huge Yankees fan. That don't sit so well out here. I'm from Maryland.
That's right.
I'm from Maryland, and we didn't have the Nats back then. It was O's. We're all O's.
Right.
But my grandmother swore up and down. She watched no TV except for three things: the news, hee-haw, and Yankees baseball.
There you go. That covers it all.
But anyway, so kind of fast forward here a little bit. On August 15th, we're going to have a big to-do, and believe it or not, it is 70 years since the 1956 Hondo Little League World Series team.
Hondo.
Yeah, since that team happened, it's been 70 years. And so on August 15th, we're going to have a 70th year celebration. The ballpark's going to be a lot nicer than it was when they had it back in the day, but it'll be out at the Hondo Little League football field there on Sunset. And we would love everyone to come out. We're going to have a screening of the documentary, which is called Roswell Where, by Peter here. We're also going to have the book, Dewey's book. Dewey Johnson will be there. Of course, we've talked to him a couple times on the show. He's got several baseball books, but his latest, his newest one's out too. And I think he'll be there with both copies.
He sure will. Both nights.
Yeah.
Well, both days. August the 15th, he'll be there signing books, and then, of course, he'll do a presentation.
Yeah. Well, we want to have folks invite and come down and bring you lawn chairs and enjoy a screening of Peter's documentary about Roswell and baseball here and the team. So I got to ask, as I mostly talk with author types and things, but to create this documentary about this, you probably have to use the same tactics in finding information, researching, putting it together. So, where did the rabbit holes take you when you were putting this document? Was there things that you knew, or was there things like, I go where the story takes me, and boy, howdy did I find? How did that path go for you?
Well, a lot of times when it comes to doing film and documentaries, I always try to let the story take me where it's going to take me.
Sure.
You have pathways where you can go, but it's never going to end up the same.
Right.
With this one, I'm going to be honest, I really had no clue about the Roswell team at that time.
So it was almost like ignorance is bliss, where if I know nothing, I'm not jaded or influenced by anything.
Right.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Let's put it this way, because I grew up here in Roswell, went to school here, graduated, even through college, not once was I taught about the 56 team.
Sure.
Which is a shame, because these are living legends.
RSD, why isn't there a class in school about it? I believe there should be a class. I'm going to talk to Brian Luck on this one. But so, yeah, it's kind of like, unless you lived it or had family or somebody that was somehow associated to it, it might slip on your radar here a little bit. I'm guessing your age. You're probably you maybe you had some parents or grandparents that kind of knew about them or watched them, but
potentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So okay. So now going in blind, coming out blind. What was your opinion or what was your thoughts on all that? Before but afterwards now.
Having spoken with these gentlemen and interviewing them and having them. Because we did something different that normally instead of just doing a one-on-one, which we did that as well.
Sure.
We actually did a massive group interview.
Okay.
And
which you probably got different stories because people by themselves will not tell the same story as the story with a group of people.
Exactly, and they do correct themselves, which is fun. That makes it even better.
Right.
But it was a masterclass just going in there and just listening to these gentlemen. It was you were just embraced by the history.
I imagine it would be cool, and unfortunately. We're losing them. I mean that's the thing. We have we don't have the whole team, but we do have quite a few, and some are I'd say a little more hidden than others. So I imagine it was kind of a little bit of a quest to try to track down as many of the players as you could, huh?
Well, luckily we had Miss Amy here to help with that.
That's where we have a connection with some, but some are even a little harder to get a hold of. Yeah.
Mike, I'm glad you mentioned that because one thing Peter and I are very passionate about the Historical Society and Roswell, for that matter. Through this life of no longer having landlines and some of these individuals not linking in with emails, any listener that might be able to connect another dot, even make a part 2 of Roswell.
Gotcha. Exactly. So there's still some unanswered questions, and we'd like to, and we think there's some people out there that are hidden under a few rocks that we need to find here.
I would like to mention, in 2016, we honored them at the Heritage Center. We had Blaine Stribling there. We've lost communication with Blaine Stribling. If somebody listening knows any information about Blaine Stribling, we want listeners to know that we have connections with Jimmy Valdez, Harold Hobson, Farrell Dunham, Tommy Jordan, and David Sherritt. Coaches, other ball players, family members that are representing those. Let's make it clear, even though this full team, some have passed, their families could represent, right?
Absolutely.
So my hope and goal is to call Peter and say, we need part 2 of this, representing. I think it would be cool to have representatives, family members of many of the other players.
I agree.
I would almost view this as kind of like when you look at like the Apollo program, and there's all these movies and documentaries and books about the Apollo program, and then there's a few about the wives, the people that actually, actually, if they weren't in the room, none of these people ain't doing nothing. I feel like there's that side of it, the families, the moms, the dads, the siblings, the guy that sponsored the team or bought them. You know what I mean? There's a lot of those stories out there that we would love to bring to light. Bring to the public through a documentary or books or whatever. Would bring that out there, And so please reach out to the Historical Society, and we can get you in touch with Peter directly here to kind of make those connections here, and we would love to hear from you. And if you have, and even if you don't know direct, if you have information on some people, last I heard they're here, that can at least. It's kind of like a detective on a police case. Every little clue puts together the next thing to get you the next thing.
And we see this as an ongoing celebration. So for individuals listening, yes, we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of this championship win. We never stop, right? That's the whole point of the documentary. Right. But we will celebrate throughout the year, and we can do many things. I also want to personally thank Josh Torres and Lions Hondo Little League. Something the Historical Society is so intentional of through history is we talk about the past, we talk about the present, we talk about the future. It's an honor to work with Josh and Lions Hondo to inspire these kids. The goosebumpy moment for me is when Peter's out there to present this work of art that these young kids inspire, and we see them on TV someday. We're intentionally doing this right around the time that those men would have won. I get goosebumps talking about it. It's in August.
It's a summer sport. The boys of summer, there's all this baseball, you know what I mean?
And something else I think, I was just praying about it last night, is I think it could unite. We've got Nunop kids that we want to encourage to come out to Lions Hondo, because to us, a win in Roswell is a win in Roswell.
Well, it's
whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like what you were saying earlier, Petey, about, I kind of grew up in an era where this kind of missed my radar here. Well, certainly if it's missed your radar, it's missing kids that,
Exactly.
And I'm thinking, you're playing on a ball field, and what you're doing here today, it's all because what happened here 70 years ago. And so I would love to see a sea of ball players out there, the little leaguers out there on the 15th, ready to watch that movie too. Bring your families, bring all you ball players and kids that love baseball. Come,
yes, we do.
Come learn a little bit about the dirt you're playing on every day here, and that's really what I think is cool about this.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened right where you're standing on that day. You know, my favorite. I had told it earlier this morning because I used to live about 10 years ago. I moved, but I had a house on Sunset Place, which is literally the backyard of the ball field, and so. Every summer, my dog Sissy got 2 or 3 baseballs because there's one or two kids out there got a they can knock one out, and they land in my backyard. And I'm sorry that once they're there, that's the dog. So the dog got it. I'd always find 2 or 3 baseballs each season, but I'm not gonna lie. That was dinner sometimes too, because there wasn't the world of DoorDashes and everything, and you're like, I don't feel like cooking. We'd literally walk over the chili Frito pie, nachos. What we got? Hot dog. What we got going on tonight? All right. So I ate dinner there as much as I watch ball games. So, but again, that's my history with that thing. But I think we all have our own little piece of remembrance from that in some way, shape, or form. And I think the 15th is as much about that as it is about the baseball team, because it all begats that. So if you have those connections to Roswell and baseball and all that. And it doesn't matter if you played 20 years ago or you're going now or you're maybe I'm not old enough yet, but I will be soon. Bring them out to the ballpark on the 15th. Like, it's going to be a fun night. I know we're going to be showing the movie. We're going to have the screenings. Hopefully
We'll start with proclamations. We'll have national anthem and everything. And anybody that wants to get involved, we would love sponsorships. We'd love grand scale celebrations, right? Yeah. Sponsorships. We hope fire department's out there. We want big flags out there. We hope Youth Challenge should be out there presenting flags to present all of this.
We'd love all that.
It's a community celebration.
Maybe a few invaders if they're still in town at that point.
Well, that's true. But you don't have to be a sports fan to respect this. This is just unbelievable.
It's cool history. It's cool history, regardless if you're a sports fan or not. It's a human history as much as it is a baseball history, and that's what I love about all history, because you can talk about events, a battle of this, the big game here, whatever it is, but when you break it down, it's really about the people that were there and what happened and what it did, and that's where the cool history is. I mean, who begat whom to what to where is kind of the secondary of the history. It's how did we get here?
When you think of that Harold Hobson name, and we think of agriculture or the fair, and then you realize, hey, there's so much more to this story.
And really, that's what your documentary is about. Is that it's even though you may have never watched a baseball game in your life, this is your history. This is your lineage in some way, shape, or form. And so,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I know obviously everyone's going to get a chance to see it here on the 15th, but for folks that can't wait or want their own copies, is that a feasible thing at this point here?
It is something that's in the pipeline.
Okay. All right, because I know as a filmmaker, you're like, I got to get this bad boy out. People want to see it. One show and that's it. You'll never see it again. Goes into the Disney vault for 30 years and it's not doing it. So Don, do you have a website or anything that people can go and learn a little bit more about you and some of your other films and everything?
I do have my films on YouTube currently. My previous ones. I have another one called Censored War on Free Speech that I did in 2020.
Okay.
And then another one called Being Baptist.
Okay.
Which was a Christian documentary.
Okay.
That was about 2018.
Kind of makes sense, the whole title there. You know, it's about baseball, too. No, I'm kidding. And now your third one here, Roswell where?
My third personal one, yes.
Okay.
I've worked on other ones as well between then, but third personal one, yes.
How did you? I'm just curious. How did this path become your path in life? How did you? I mean, obviously you must love filmmaking, but how does one get to where you're at?
Well, I went to ENMU here, Roswell, and studied the film class in the first film class they had out there. And
man, so you're like when they show 20 years of old-timey photos, he'll be in there.
Right?
It's our first class. All black and white.
And so it's a passion that I just love.
Yeah.
Cool. That's really
so. Like, What's like, because I'm sure you always got like 12 things or 12 irons or like, I want to do this, I want to do this, what's kind of the dream sheet for you? Like what areas do you want to tackle next?
Well, as far as topics wise, for the most part, I'm pretty open.
Okay.
Cool.
It's wherever God leads me.
Gotcha.
There you go. That's awesome.
Like, are you in and of yourself a history buff, or did this turn you into one?
Kind of a little bit of both.
Okay.
I've always liked history, but and especially doing documentaries, it helps to understand history more.
Sure. Well, and that's just it. You can't do it properly unless you do the research.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're just spouting a bunch of what you think's.
Well, Mike, the first time he came into the Historical Society, it was evident of his passion of being proud to be part of our area and really wanting to tell our story. It was very evident. And he just radiated, the radiance was just flowing of, just pride and telling our story. So I appreciate all he does to celebrate us and our amazing history.
Absolutely. But so folks, I can guarantee you, if you want to see it, come join us on August 15th. Sure. It'll be at the Hondo Lions ball field there on Sunset. Sunset. It starts at 7:30. I imagine you probably want to get there half hour early to get you situated and get settled. But the program
event on social media, because we're going to work through Lions Hondo. I'm not for sure when the gates will open, if you will, or whatever.
But tentatively, that's what we're going to shoot for everything.
That's exactly right.
Here.
And then make sure and mark your calendars for Saturday, August 15th at 7:30. But for sure on Sunday, the 16th at 2. Come out and support both these events and these amazing men and all that they've done. Dewey will be doing a presentation on his book.
And that'll be an air-conditioned comfort at the Historical.
That's right.
The Hondo field's an awesome field, but we have no control of the weather.
That's exactly right. We want to encourage people to come to our museum because we've got information about all of this. And Mike, we have not said this on the radio, so I have to mention it because I won't be on the radio again. July the 3rd is our 50th anniversary of the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico Museum.
That's cool.
Just thinking about, so we'll make a post and thinking about, there's a great picture we've got unveiling that sign and celebrating. So the Historical Society will be open the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. From 1 to 4, we'll have fun door prizes and goodies and treats. So make sure and stop by the museum and make sure and support us at Galacticon too. They'll be autographing books.
Matter of fact, if you're walking around downtown here during the UFO Fest or hitting Galacticon, for those that just tell those out of town friends, just a couple blocks to the west there is the Historical Society and the J.P. White home, and like you said, throughout the festival, folks can come on by and tours and talk and learn more about what we are all about there.
But we really want to encourage, Peter and I were just talking before, we're sports fans, but anybody that might be able to help us connect another dot regarding this documentary, whether you have information, want to make contacts with family members, we would want nothing more than all gentlemen to be represented, coaches and just because we did this documentary, we had a handful of men. As far as we see it, there can be a phase 2. We had a unique opportunity from that Invaders game, and we literally had them all together. That's why we did this with those handful of men. But we will never stop celebrating each and every one.
And what I love about like what you're doing in your work with Dr. because like we said, we're not, time is going to be against us on this one.
Right.
And we have, for as long as humanity exists, their thoughts, their experiences that we can all watch and see, and for as long as I guess video's a thing or whatever, till they implant chips or whatever they do next to us, we're good to there.
Right. I know when Dewey was writing his book, there's never, if you have newspaper clippings, images, how important that is for Peter and what he does and everything.
Every little clue helps.
Right.
If you think it's insignificant, it might be like, well, Peter's like, oh, that's the piece I needed. Now it makes sense. So that's why it's as a guy that was a guy that was in the military. And that they yelled at us a lot about operational security. And this is why they tell you, don't say anything when you're on the phone, talk to your family, because even if you say, I'm here or this and that, they're listening and they'll take that. And then your buddy over here said this thing and said, the next thing you know, they got the whole thing put together. That's, He's doing that for good on this side. So if you have this information, please don't hide it under your
Please let
basket.
us
Please,
know.
please share with us.
That's right.
And it could be, even if you think it's trivial or something, you should already know this, I'm
Exactly.
sure. Maybe we don't.
Like
please
Carol
share it with us.
Thompson's mother kept a very detailed scrapbook.
Gotcha.
I know there's other detailed scrapbooks out there
Sure.
and information that people may think that these are things we can scan in our archive facility,
Absolutely.
keep documentation, and allow these additional dots to
Well,
be
I would
connected.
imagine,
It's
I would
so
hope
important.
people are inspired and they see things like Peter's documentary or read one of Dewey's books, and they're thinking, I would like to carry the baton, so to speak, and do my own research on that. I mean, it's kind of like you look at events in history. They didn't just start talking about Gettysburg today. They've been talking about it since 1863, and there's been books and things about it since then, and it'll continue to be. And so by creating this today, we are allowing to pave the way for the next generation to either keep the story going or to add to it. And that's what we're talking about.
Big classic documentary next time Roswell wins, right? Come on. We've got to
Well, one thing I would like to say is, the response from this film so far has, because it's won awards in the film festival circuit.
there is. If you go online, go to the Historical Society's Facebook page, you'll see. And I think if you're watching the video, he's kind of put it up on our video thing for those watching the video. But yeah, it's got kind of a synopsis of the film, the bevy of awards it's won, and kind of gives you, it's like, oh yeah, this is kind of a big deal.
But it was an honor, and ultimately, it's not about me. It's about the gentlemen and preserving their testimony in this. Because, you can have all the archival footage in the world, but their testimony is what needs to live on. Because, these gentlemen, again, this is celebrating the 70th. Will there be a 75th?
Well, be honest, I can almost guarantee not all of us are going to be there.
Exactly.
For that one. It's just, I wish I was wrong, but life is what life is.
Right? Well,
it's God's plan, not ours.
One thing I found that was fascinating is the fact that these gentlemen traveled from Roswell, New Mexico to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and won the Little League World Series as underdogs. This film has gone from Roswell, New Mexico to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and actually been selected as an honorable mention in their film festival.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
So it's kind of
really
come full circle for them.
It's just
And as a guy that grew up on the East Coast, the town of Williamsport is all baseball. But it's like there's Cooperstown and then there's Williamsport.
just saying, that's the facts. Absolutely.
And Cooperstown's where the Hall of Fame is for folks that don't know.
Right.
Cooper, what are you talking about? But please, we would love to folks come out to the event on August 15th. We will obviously talk more about it as we get closer to the event, but we kind of want to put the early bee in your bonnet. I know most of you are thinking about UFOs and 4th of July and all that right now. But
and we celebrate all that.
And we're going to be all part of that too. And like I said, please get out to Cielo Grande on July 4th for the big citywide celebration. They're going to have the fireworks, of course. They're going to have live music. They're going to have games booth, kind of like the old Sunday in the Park kind of thing with
Independence Day
the
celebration,
picnicking and games and all that kind of stuff. So
we're honored to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
And again, the Historical Society will be open 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from 1 to 4. If you have any information that will help us connect a dot about these gentlemen or anything, call 622-8333 or email me at historydirector@outlook.com. Huge thanks to Peter and Dewey and Josh Torres and everybody just coming together to have a huge celebration.
It's really cool, and I really, on the day of event, I think that's going to be this is the part. Yes, the documentary is going to be great to watch, but hopefully we're going to have some people hanging out together that ain't seen each other in a few years, and for you to just be in the room when on the field when this happens in this particular case is kind of a cool thing too. So please come for the documentary, but stay for the human side to see living history 3 feet from you.
That's for sure.
And of course, there'll probably be beverages and stuff. It's a ballpark, man. We're going to probably eat hot dogs and whatnot.
For sure.
Maybe some Cracker Jacks.
It's entertainment for all ages.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Too. And then real quick, while we're putting the July 4th and all that too, of course, we just had the folks from Grace Committee last hour join us. You got July 4th. All the fireworks, and then please join Grace Committee for their 250 celebration. So if you want to keep it all going, it'll be. And then I'll do another plug on that too, in case folks are just tuning in. Tomorrow morning, at Grace Community Church. They are having their memorial service honoring the 4 souls we lost in the tragic Trans-Aero medevac crash back on May 14th. The doors open at 10. The ceremony services will start at 11. They really would love to invite the public. Trans-Aero is asking for the community to come and be a part of this. Grace Community Church is obviously hosting and helping to make the event happen as well. I believe there will be lunch served afterwards or meals served afterwards. But we'd love to have as much of the community. I was telling them, and it's kind of what I heard a lot of, including in my own family, where a lot of people may have not known these people personally, but some of them like, oh, that was a lady when I had to get medevac, and she was so great and made it such a pleasant experience. I've heard countless stories of these folks turning what's for most people, pretty scary situation and making the best out of it. And it's a shame that we lost them the way we lost them. And so it would be awesome if folks could come out tomorrow and to be a part of that too.
Yes.
And then come back for August 15th for fun stuff, baseball and movies and history. And I don't want to end on a bummer note, but come and have some fun. And please celebrate the 4th with us at the Historical Society. And when you're tired of looking at aliens and stuff, come on down and check out the and then go back to the aliens when you're done and all of that too. Good. And if there's too many people in Galacticon's air conditioning, it's a little cooler in the JPY at home.
Sure
I'm not saying we got the state-of-the-art
so
AC because it's a historical building and stuff, but it is. It is a nice place to cool off.
Right. Sure.
Guys, is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to cover or anything we wanted to mention that I sidebarred us on?
Everything that we've spoken of, I believe, you can go to roswellnmhistory.org.
Yes,
if you have
our
more
website.
Or if you want to have questions for Peter or anything, call the museum. We'll make those connections of anything.
And by the way, if you want to get a copy of Dewey's books or any of John's books, you can go to the website and purchase them there. Yep. And as we find out how we can get a hold of Peter's document.
And if you're at the Galacticon, we'll have Dewey's book at the Galacticon. I'm just thinking about that because we've had a request already.
So. So it's not all aliens and stuff. There's a few historical nuggets in there sprinkled
We'll have
in.
information. We'll have flyers on Peter's document.
Should be cosplaying as a historical figure.
Right. See, there you go. We'll throw it on. Elaine, she'll support it all.
Absolutely.
Well, that's for
she's
sure.
on our board. She's on that board.
She supports all of every bit.
There's a few people in this town that literally just are that are on so many things, and Elaine's one of them. Don Weld, I would say, is another person.
That's for sure.
There's some people in this town that if there's something going on, they're either helping in some way, shape, or form. So, Peter, it's nice to meet you, and we look forward to seeing the movie here on the 15th, and like I said, go to your now. What do they need to look up on YouTube to find your stuff?
You can either just go to Peter Ruddock, or just search up the titles, which is again, Roswell Where will be released there. Here in the near future. But the current ones are Censored, War on Free Speech, and Being Baptist.
Very good. And so if you go to YouTube, Peter spells his last name Reddoch. So if you're like, not like Paddock or any of that, or OCH. Right. So if you're like, I don't know if it'll find it in there or not. I don't know, but it's Reddoch. So if you're Googling there or searching, so thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
And anything else we can do, and I'm sure we'll see you guys a few more times between now and August here. And
it'll be here before we know it.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking, but
it'll just be like that.
Like July's like tomorrow or something, right? It's like next week. My wife is already like, don't remind me. I got to go back to work here in like a month now. She's a school teacher.
It's almost like
so there's a lot of people. Shut up, Mike.
Don't talk about it.
Don't rush it too quick. I trust me. I know.
We'll celebrate every minute until then.
And you're going to blink again. It's Christmas. So
That's true. That's for sure.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Stay dry, cool, or whatever is about to hit us next.
Last but not least, Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will be thrilled to have Guy Penrod here in December at Grace Community Church.
Oh, is that booked? Is that confirmed?
It's booked and confirmed. If you want more information about the Guy Penrod concert, call 622-8333.
I'm not going to get into a whole story here, but if you don't know how big a deal it is to lock this date down, this is like years in the making. So this is a scoop. Like, I've been here for you. Oh, he's coming. Oh, well,
he's coming.
And now here's the thing. Here's the deal. we have to guilt him to see his family. That's how we get him here, because he's got family here. And so, he's a busy man. He's a busy man. But we're like, dude, you got to see your family. Why are you here? Might as well bring your guitar and play a few songs or something, right?
That's right.
And so we got him locked down. And now, and I'm joking a little bit on all
huge
this.
Shout out to Bill and Donna Davis for helping Guy Penrod and Amy.
I'm joking and exaggerating a little bit on this, but it is really cool. It is.
He loves to have fun.
We are blessed because he has family here to join us every few years, and so.
Amen.
But I'm not gonna lie, to get him to commit it's pretty hard because he's got a lot going on.
So tickets will be available in September, but if you want more information, call 622-8333. I had to say that because it's exciting news.
Yeah.
I had to throw that in there.
And I don't care what. Every time that man walks around, there's a few ladies that get a little dreamy-eyed. I'm just saying. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. The man walks through and he's got the flowing hair, and the ladies are like,
he's got that long hair.
And he starts singing. It's like, good Lord, man.
Oh yeah, we're gonna fill up great.
Us normal dudes have no chance.
You better be ready. Oh yeah, we need to get you two together. That's so funny, Mike.
Oh, we hung out with my wife. Had dinner with him. She was dreamy-eyed over him then too.
True.
She's like sitting there having dinner with him and everything. I'm like, I'm working.
Yeah, we were working. Oh, right, we're working. Oh yeah.
But thank you guys. I'm going to hear about that one. All right, it is 9:50.
You asked for it.
I do every day. I don't mean to. It just comes upon my lap.
Happens.
It is 9:50. We're going to pause for news, commercials, and all that before we get kicked off the radio. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. A frequent critic of President Trump pleads guilty to illegally retaining classified information. A plea deal with the Department of Justice could keep John Bolton out of prison. With thousands still unaccounted for, search and rescue crews are scrambling to locate people trapped beneath the debris of earthquake-shattered buildings in Venezuela, where the quake's death toll has risen to 589. Utah's governor is restricting fireworks. The largest wildfire in the nation continues to grow. The Cottonwood Fire in southern Utah has reached nearly 111 square miles, 0% contained. Carlos Mendoza has been fired as manager of the underperforming New York Mets. He's been replaced by Andy Green, the Mets senior vice president of baseball development. The Dow up 173 points. The Nasdaq ahead 71. More details, srnnews.com.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
I remember growing up and just all you saw in the Soviet Union, lines upon lines upon lines just for milk and bread and bare necessities. Examples of kids not being able to get milk without a prescription. That was not the promise if they got rid of those evil rich people in the former Soviet Union. Whatever manifestation it is, and now we have it in the form of Bernie Sanders socialism. Bernie Sanders was an outlier in the Democratic Party. He was not considered mainstream. He was laughed at. He was just basically tolerated, an annoyance when he was running against Hillary Clinton. Now he's become the mainstream of this radical new Democratic Socialist Party. Who would go honeymoon in the former Soviet Union? That was Bernie Sanders. Jeez.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
I hope you'll join the hundreds of thousands of people who choose confidence over uncertainty. Now more families are turning to Byrna, the world leader in the less lethal personal defense category, because being prepared, that changes everything. All hand assembled in beautiful Fort Wayne, Indiana. Now their compact launcher is small enough to conceal carry, but powerful enough to help stop any threat from up to 60 feet away. It fires kinetic tear gas pepper rounds that can disable an attacker for up to 40 minutes. Now that gives you distance, time, and the ability to take control of a dangerous situation without resorting to lethal force. You don't need a background check, you don't need a permit, and it's legal in all 50 states, and they'll ship it right to your door. It's trusted by hundreds of law enforcement and government agencies and families across the country. Now, Byrna gives you more than protection. It gives you confidence, control, and the power to stand ready when it matters most. Visit byrna.com or try before you buy at your local Sportsman's Warehouse location.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine today, 100 to 105 on the afternoon highs. A very slim chance of a late-day thunderstorm. Overnight, some clouds and maybe a shower in the evening. We're in the upper 60s. More hot weather coming up on Saturday. Sunny through the day and a little bit windy, about 105 on the high. We're between 100 and 104 for the highs on Sunday. Looks like we'll stay sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Volatility remains the watchword on Wall Street, fueled at least in part by instability among chip makers and other companies heavily invested in artificial intelligence. In today's early going, Micron fell 5%. Intel was down 3.6%. Broadcom and Qualcomm both retreated close to 2%. Oil prices drifted even lower, hovering around levels leading up to the U.S. and Israel's war with Iran. U.S. benchmark crude lost $1.62 to $70.30 per barrel. The growing likelihood of interest rate hikes later in the year because of rising inflation has helped deflate the massive run-up in AI-related stocks in recent days, as traders worry that the higher rates could hamper economic growth. And it is a similar story overseas, in Asia, where technology stocks have also seen wild swings in recent days. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Fly smarter from Roswell with United Airlines. United connects you to the world with twice daily flights to Denver International Airport. From there, connect almost anywhere. United offers complimentary programs for all businesses, small, medium, and large, packed with perks like tier status matching, free tickets through Perks Plus, plus discounts on group travel, meetings, and everyday business trips. Learn more at united.business. Fly ROW with always free parking. United Airlines, connecting people, uniting the world.
My name is Vicente Griego. I'm a touring flamenco singer, and one thing that was important was to identify a company that I could have insurance with if I needed any health care outside of the state of New Mexico. The kind of insurance I have now, I would not be able to afford. I pay based on my income through Be Well. Something so important as having insurance changed my life in the way I even see health care. Get online, look it up, Be Well. What's the best that can happen?
Looking for a driving job with steady work and real benefits? BDS Enterprise is hiring CDL drivers now. If you want lots of work, plenty of hours, and weekends off, this could be your next move. BDS Enterprise offers top-tier insurance coverage for you and your family, plus paid life insurance. Ready to get behind the wheel with a company that keeps you moving? Contact Louis Barnes today at BDS Enterprises, 1705 Green Street in Carlsbad, or call 575-689-8324. BDS Enterprise is an equal opportunity employer. Celebrate America 250 at the Great American Block Party, Saturday, July 4th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Cielo Grande Park in Roswell, with live music featuring the New Mexico National Guard 44th Army Band. Games, activities, and fun for all ages. Lots of food and even a few sweet surprises. Then when the sun goes down, we light up the night sky with an amazing fireworks extravaganza. Tell your friends and family, then come make memories that'll last a lifetime. Search for Roswell 250 on Facebook to learn more. The Great American Block Party, Saturday, July 4th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Cielo Grande Park in Roswell.
It's hot, and Maze Lumber in Roswell is your BioGuard headquarters for your swimming pool. Maze is your headquarters for chlorine, including pool generators, and Soft Swim by BioGuard for your non-chlorine products. Maintain your pool this summer the right way for a season full of smiles instead of headaches. Let your pool sparkle all summer long with Maze Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell.
You can count on Maze Lumber Company.
Summer heat in New Mexico can affect more than just your skin. Artesia General Hospital and board-certified urologist Dr. Michael C. Speck, MD, remind you, protect your urinary health while traveling and enjoying the outdoors. Stay well hydrated to prevent kidney stones and urinary tract infections, which become more common in hot weather. Drink plenty of water, limit caffeine and alcohol, and empty your bladder regularly. Wear loose, breathable clothing and practice good hygiene during long road trips trips or outdoor adventures. If you're experiencing pain during urination, back pain, or blood in urine, don't wait. Seek care early. Dr. Michael C. Speck specializes in kidney stones, prostate health, men's wellness, and more, right here in Artesia. For expert urology care close to home, trust Artesia General Hospital. Artesia General Hospital. Healthy summers start here with Dr. Michael C. Speck.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And good morning. We are closing in on 10 o'clock. That's about going to do it for us for today's show. If you missed any part of it, I invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. There you'll find all of our interviews. Give us here a little bit. We'll separate the interviews from the main body of the show so you can go back and just watch the individual interviews if you don't want to watch the whole thing here. Hopefully our news will come on here. For the last 2 days, I've ended the show and the news wasn't there.